Hello, and welcome to Barovia. I am your humble master of dungeons, keeper of dragons, Pixel, and I am pleased to present to you the Slavic wife guy containing 29th episode of Ages of Final presents The Curse of Strahd. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes. But before we do, we are going to do those housekeeping things. But we are now 29 episodes in. Curse of Strahd is almost old enough to feel like its best days are behind it. Level 30. Anyway, as always, first things first on map screens, folks. Try not to spoil things. You're going to see some stuff from the DM's perspective that's grayed out or semi-transparent or whatever. Don't talk about that in chat because the players will probably be hanging out with you guys in chat as we go through the game. So don't tell them about stuff they don't know about yet. Secondly, don't freak out about rules, please. There's a lot of them in this game, and I make some of them up. So don't lose your mind about it. We're here to have fun and enjoy what we're doing. Not get every right of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons correct, because spoiler alert, I can't do that. Third, this is an open and welcoming space. Don't be a wang rod. That's the bottom line. Don't be abusive or hateful in chat. Don't be mean to the other viewers or the players regarding knowledge of the game or the rules, character choices they make, or frankly anything else. As always, you guys are amazing, but I do like to give that heads up in case anybody new pops in and thinks they want to cause some trouble. Don't fucking try it. Fourth, this adventure is horror themed, aside from Slavic wife guy, and other than his extremely amusing and pleasant demeanor, may contain some elements that are unpleasant or disturbing. We're not aiming for excessive graphic content or to, trigger anybody, but in the context of a live stream, we generally won't be able to give content warnings, as much of what we do is improvised. The YouTube videos and podcasts, when they go up, do have those content warnings. So if those are concerns for you, that may be a better way to engage with the content. Fifthly, it's widely known and acknowledged that this adventure does have some problematic depictions of individuals inspired by travelers or Romani people, IRL. I've done my best to sort of search for resources online to help alter those depictions to avoid offensive stereotypes. So we are doing our best here. Just a reminder as well, we do release the show on YouTube and as a podcast after each episode during the following week. So if you have to miss part of tonight, if the cares and troubles of the outside world drag you kicking and screaming away from our stream, just know that you can get caught up on the adventures of Slavic wife guy and his adventurer friends. When we release that, typically they go public on Wednesday. If you're subbed to the Patreon, you get those early on Sunday afternoons. Last thing before we get started, Cast, if you would go around and remind us all if you have inspiration and also who you be and who you be playing today, starting with the Paged Vincent. Also, thank you guys so much for the bits and the subs and the hype train. You are unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
I am Vincent Page. I will be playing Ash Fireforge, who does not currently have chat inspiration, but I have a request to somebody out in art world. We need character fan art of Slavic wife guy. And, yes, listen, we might not get any bites on that, but I had to cast the line.
You gotta. Listen, you don't, what is it? You don't catch any fish if you keep the net in the boat.
I've never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense.
I'm sure there's a saying that's similar enough to that, I'm like, we're in the ballpark.
It makes sense. I think that's all we need for a analogy.
Omega.
Hey y'all, my name is Omega. I'm going to be playing Peter Wallhorn today, and I currently do have chat inspiration today. So, fingers crossed.
End of the game, really.
Excellent. Ozzy.
Hi, I'm Ozzy. I'm playing Cass out Amble Crown tonight, and I do not have chat inspiration.
Womp womp. And last but not least,
Hi,
everyone's bonus mom.
I am. everyone's bonus mom. And I am playing Wanderess, the nature domain cleric. And it takes one to know one. And a watched pot never boils. And a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Because, yes, I thought we did need more inane comments to just throw in there. So I thought I'd add a few. I do have chat inspiration, and I am thrilled to be here. And Slavic white guy, I don't know that I even remember him.
Slavic wife guy with an F.
A wife, you say? Wife?
No, not waifu, wife.
I just don't remember that, Pixel. It must not.
Oh my goodness, we're getting raided by Ham Hamwich.
Gosh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt our musings about Slavic wife guy, but we are getting raided by Ham
Are we
Hamwich.
really fighting non-wild barbarians right now? Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, raiders. The waiters probably want to know about the Slavic white guy too.
Yes. So thank you very much for that raid, Ham Hamwich, friend of the channel, Yeet Fleet extraordinaire member. It's oftentimes hard to shout out raids, but you hit us in the intro, so we can actually do it for once. All of that having been said, and without further ado, I did not fully prepare an actual intro for today, so I'm going to improvise a bunch of this, and then we'll see what happens. When last we left our heroes, they had finally arrived in the village of Kretsk, far to the far to the west of Barovia. They had run into some trouble getting in the gate, but managed to talk their way through at the end of the previous session and then made their way to the abbey where we ended. So we began with them in the company of strange humanoid creatures with odd bestial body parts and characteristics, a mishmash of human and all kinds of, various mammalian and insectoid and lizardistic traits. It was, frankly, they were quite gross. They were led by these creatures into the courtyard of this abbey and told to wait while they got the abbot, who was apparently someone who would be willing to meet with our heroes. And while they were there, they saw a creature that was chained to a post or something, and tried to reach out to it to only determine that the thing was clearly somehow basically insane. And then the abbot came out, a very plain-looking human individual, and he spoke in a strange manner, very calm, despite all the madness happening around him. Through the course of that conversation, it became clear that the abbot is an angel, a high-ranking angel, a deva, I believe it is, one of the second or third, order of angels down from the top of the Morning Lord, and that he had been trapped in Barovia for quite some time, that he was working with this group of individuals called the Belleviews to heal an affliction that they had long ago. However, the individuals were slightly maddened by Barovia and its hardships, and they had asked him to add bestial body parts and things to them, which were eventually successful but did drive them mad. Furthermore, it came to light that he had met with Strahd on a number of occasions and had hatched a plan to break the curse on Barovia by helping Strahd to find a wife. And so the angel was essentially robbing Barovian graves to stitch together a beautiful Frankenstein's wife creature for him. The only thing he was now missing was a beautiful wedding dress for the creature he had created. Our heroes also found in the abbey the foretold ally, foretold to them by Madame Ava, one Esmeralda Davenier, who is a Vistana woman who had been in the abbey some time, had come there searching for her mentor, I believe, one Van Richten, who our party also had met previously, only to discover the plot of the angel to have Strahd come and retrieve his wife. So she was staying in the abbey, waiting for an opportunity to try to assassinate Strahd. However, seeing that our heroes were clearly having run into and survived Strahd and his antics on several occasions, were clearly quite capable heroes, she decided to throw her lot in with them. They then told the abbot that in exchange for him curing the madness of the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, Onyx's mentor, they would find him a wedding dress for this woman. So they went down into the town. They also investigated the Shrine of the White Sun, which was a beautiful pool of water, somehow blessed by the Morning Lord or something, with some magical properties. And they found their new friend, the Sunblade, a sentient sword made of sunlight, apparently once belonging to Strahd's own brother, and a sword that Strahd feared could kill him or something. So he had the blade destroyed, and the hilt was buried under the gazebo, and they broke into it and found that, and then fixed the gazebo. And PETA attuned to the blade, discovering that the hilt, which exists as just a hilt, has a sword of sunlight, what amounts to a fantasy lightsaber, basically, that can talk. It's really quite exciting. After that, they decided to investigate the town and see if they could find any leads on a wedding dress. So they approached a random individual in the town, the nearest one to the Shrine of the White Sun, only to find our dearest friend, Slavic Wife Guy, whom they entreated with. PETA approached, and they had quite the amusing exchange, which I am actually not going to play or repeat for you. You'll just have to watch the previous episode. But they learned a little bit of information. One, they learned that this man loves his wife, Villa... What did I name her? Villa Vinkovna. And that his firstborn son, Vincentovich, was conceived on the day they had to burn their wedding dress for warmth. And unfortunately, the most beautiful wedding dress in all Barovia had long since been sent into ashes in order to keep them warm one hard winter's night. However, someone in Vallaki, in the bar, the Blue Water Inn, probably, it's the only bar in Vallaki, claimed to Slavic Wife Guy that the actual most beautiful wedding dress in all Barovia was once worn by a noble woman of Vallaki, to which Slavic Wife Guy immediately started a bar fight and punched the man until his teeth were broken. Then PETA and the man became best friends over the exchange of an egg and a ration. And they learned that the old woman who used to make wedding clothes here in Kretsk died, and none of her daughters were particularly interested in seamstressing because they were all big strapping young ladies and have gone into lumberjacking and hauling lumber. And finally, they ended up deciding to stay the night with Slavic Wife Guy and his family, and have in the morning Slavic Wife Guy's middleest pig. He stayed up late into the night, painstakingly measuring all of his pigs to find the most average one, which was then slaughtered and prepared for the meal in the morning. So that is my recounting, fully extemporaneously. Apologies I didn't get that written beforehand like I usually do, of last episode. I'll tell you guys, if you missed that one, really do go back and watch it. It is extremely good. So that brings us to the current moment. You are in Kretsk. You have stayed the night with Slavic Wife Guy and his 4 children. You have learned his name is Nikolai Bogdanovich. He, of course, has his wife, Villa Vinkovna Bogdanovich, his first son, Vincentovich Bogdanovich, his oldest daughter, Annika Bogdanovich, his second son, Ivan Bogdanovich, and his third son, Dragan Bogdanovich, and his youngest is his daughter, Milena Bogdanovich. If he has any more children, he will name them PETA. Boy
All of
or
them,
girl.
No matter how many, they all
Boy
get
or
married.
girl. No, just the
Damn.
next one, but he will name them
okay.
that regardless of if they're boy or girl. And Ash has inspo as well. Okay. So we're going to kind of hand wave the last night. You have stayed the night in the warm home of the Bogdanoviches. Nikolai and his wife.
Your favorite Barovian sitcom.
It's which is Q Seinfeld intro.
Oh my god.
The very first thing that I need to ask here, though, is, we've heard a lot about Slavic wife guy's wife. Scale 1 to 10. What are we looking at here?
10 out of 10. Slavic wife guy. Slavic wife guy's wife looks like she is a beautiful woman, slim still even after 4 children, in a miracle of genetics. One would seem. She has sort of like a kind of somewhat long face to a very delicate chin, and a small sort of dainty nose, brown eyes, dark hair. Yeah, she is an extremely beautiful woman, and of course, Slavic wife guy Nikolai Bogdanovich dotes on her endlessly, and she, of course, is an extremely personable and lovely woman, very kind. They have 4 children, the oldest of which is probably about 14, the youngest of which is probably 5. So ranging all the way through there. Yeah. So that's the Bogdanoviches. She's of course dressed in like plain peasant's clothes. She has like the little like kerchief over her hair and like an apron on, and he has like, rough overalls, and his muddy boots sit by the door.
Wonderful. I love it.
Nice.
Also, I guess, did we decide which direction we're going? I know we had talked about the endless possibilities of which way we could go first. Did we ever decide on that?
I believe you ended last session thinking that the plan was to go ahead and get the long trip out of the way and go towards the cave on Mount Gakis through the Salinka Pass, and then come back and deal with all the stuff that's a little more closer together. But yeah, so you're sitting in the moment here at breakfast, eating pork, eating bacon and eggs from the middlest pig, and the finest eggs from the chickens, with the 6 Bogdanoviches and the 5 of you. Any you can, I guess, any discussion you want to have about what the next steps are. I believe you also maybe talked about trying to talk to the dressmaker. I don't know if that was something that needed to happen or not. You have information that what you're looking for is probably in Valaki in that sense, but you might get some more information from them. It's up to you guys.
I guess there is the thought that maybe the daughters of the dressmaker might have some put away, but I don't know.
I almost think we should go far out first and then work our way back. But
Yeah,
I'll kind of leave
let's go
that
to the
up
map
to
screen.
everybody else.
We should go. And thank you so much, Mr. Bogdanovich, for your generous hospitality. If we are headed, I think, east then south, would we go past the dressmaker's house?
Almost certainly. And of course you are welcome anytime. I will tell you this has been the 7th best day of my life. The first, of course, being the wedding of my wife. The second, of course, being the birth of my children. I've had some other pretty good days, but this one is up there.
We feel the same way because this has been a difficult journey for us, and your hospitality and generosity has exceeded all that we've known up until now.
Yes, truly we live in hell.
But you make it not so bad. How would we know if we went past the dressmaker's house?
It's the closest house to the gate in the southern end of town. There's tremendous stacks of firewood. Those ladies are truly prodigious, industrious women when it comes to the chopping and hauling of trees. We honestly have to stop them sometimes or they will deforest the whole place. They would cut down this Svalish wood entire if we let them.
Well, it's a good thing because obviously they aren't going to have any more wedding dresses that could be burned.
Right. Yes, such a winter will never come to pass again.
Well, thank you. And Wanderous bows and heads for the door.
All of the truly substandard wedding dresses of the current age are safe in the houses in which they reside.
Come, Peter. You must tear yourself away.
Yes. I apologize. No, thank you again for letting us stay and have your very, very median pig. And I look forward to our future meetings.
Parting is such sweet sorrow, my brother. And he grabs your face and kisses you on both cheeks.
Damn.
Wanderous leaps out the door.
Yeah, I'm Ash just gonna mosey on out the door too. Let them have their goodbye in peace.
Damn, get it, my dude.
I will return. I will return the gesture.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's the classic, European greeting and parting of kissing on each cheek. I don't know what you guys are reading into this too much. He loves his wife.
I respect it.
I'm here for it.
Okay, so you head out into the town of Kretsk, which, as we've spoken about before, is very different from the other towns here in Barovia. There are copses of trees kind of all over the hillside of the town, various houses, not really any businesses proper or anything like that. And you begin to make your way towards the gate.
Do we want to stop by this dressmaker's house just to be sure, or?
I'm not sure I want to meet so many women with big, heavy axes, but we can look as we wander by. They might have some of their mother's patterns tucked away. Dressmaking patterns, if such things exist.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're just gonna head towards the south and look for this faded dressmaker's house.
All right.
And do we see it? And do we see any activity there?
Sure, yeah. As you approach the southern part of town, you would see the last house by the gate, and you would see it as described, having plenty of firewood, a bustling place. Many of the trees nearby are cut down to stumps, and then there's little saplings that have been planted next to the roots of the previous tree. And you see several extremely buff young women. Sort of walking around with axes, yeah.
Do we just ask them if they have any extra dresses?
Well, it seems to me as though Peter certainly made enormous headway with our friend Mr. Bogdanovich.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt either way to ask or not.
Before you do we have he or she Ash with us today?
Ah, yes, we do have to roll for that. Let me get you a token.
Sorry, I just thought about that. It might determine who talked to him, woman to woman.
Cass is a woman.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Thanks for pointing that out.
We have Fem Ash today.
It might be better woman to woman. Maybe we should let them move forward.
Fair enough.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna walk up to these axe wielding beauties.
Are
Oh,
they
well-
beauties?
It depends on what you're into, I suppose.
Subjective, I suppose.
Yeah,
I, for one, have been looking for a lumberjack dommy mommy. So let's go.
yeah. So you walk up to one of them, who sort of like turns and like wipes some sweat from her brow, and sort of like sets the axe down on the ground and turns to look at you and says, "Hello, I have not seen you in town before. Do you need firewood?"
No, we're actually fixing to head out on the road, but we have heard tell that your mother, I do believe, was a very excellent dressmaker. Yes?
Yes, I am Zochka. How are you called?
Ash.
Like burning wood.
Like burning wood, exactly.
One of my
Or
favorite
what's left behind
smells.
from the burning wood, to be more specific. But yes, exactly.
Yes, my mother was an extremely talented seamstress.
The lovely gentleman up towards the shrine has spoke of the amazing wedding dress that was made for his wonderful wife. So we were just wondering, we didn't want to take up too much of your time, if you happen to have any of those wonderful dresses left. I know that not had any made in quite some time, obviously, but I didn't know if you guys had some stored away. We were in the market for some.
Unfortunately, we don't. Many of them have not survived the long years. My mother passed when I was quite young. And it's been a long time since several of the dresses have been passed from mother to daughter here in town, but, you know, moths get in the closet and things. It's truly a shame.
It is a shame indeed. Well, that's quite okay. We just thought that we would check. Like I said, we were in the market for a dress, and we were told that we may find one here, but that's fine.
My apologies.
It's okay. I think we're going to head on our way. You have a fantastic rest of your day.
Every day is a gift, sister.
True that. True that. Okay. Take off.
Oh, man. I did not know how wild the people of Kretsk were until you guys came here. They're a real bitch at the gates, but once you get inside, immediately you're just like family.
All colors
tell you.
of the rainbow in here. It's pretty great.
Wanderers
for
is
it.
going to look back sorrowfully as you go through the gate. This is the nicest place he's been.
Everybody has been pretty wonderful. I'm not gonna lie.
Except for those freaks in the Abbey.
Except, yeah. Well, you know what? To be fair, though, they were really nice, just strange. And,
Yeah.
you know,
That's fair.
they didn't eat us, so there was that.
Yeah.
Angels
Alrighty.
on a little off the rocker, but, you know.
Okay.
let us
You
leave.
make your way out of town. And we'll go back to the map of Barovia, my friends. And there you are. You were in the far northwest corner of Barovia on the old Svalich Road. Is the plan to head straight for the Solenka Pass?
I think so.
What time of day is it?
Morning. You guys just had breakfast.
Oh, sick.
Very
Duh.
the most median bacon, but the eggs were quite delicious.
I dig it. Esmeralda's with us, right?
Yes.
I guess I'd probably ask her, do you plan to go to the pass with us, or do you think that you'll take off towards the tower once we reach the fork?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the safest place in Barovia is wherever you fuckers in that magic sword are. So.
Oh, by all means. I was just merely curious as to who would be joining us for our entire journey or not. Party on, Wayne. Let's go.
Well, it's not like I'm going to stay here with the folks in the Abbey, right?
Yeah, that'd be a really terrible plan.
It's not great there. Okay.
I guess one can get over the constant wailing of tortured souls. Maybe it's not all that bad.
Sure. Okay, so you are headed out into the wide, wide world of Barovia.
Now I'm walking on sunshine.
All right. Well, as per usual, I'm going to need somebody to roll a d20.
I got it. 15.
15. All right, the first little bit, and I guess I also need to track time. So what pace are you guys traveling at?
Probably at the medium pace.
Yeah, probably an average walking speed.
Okay,
I would
so
imagine.
your average walking speed, which is what you've normally done, so that makes sense. You're going to travel 3 miles in an hour and 24 miles in a day. So, and you have an encounter every mile and a half
No,
during the
Lord.
daytime. So,
This is about to be good.
so that's half an hour, and there's 2 hours in. So you make it past. You come down the old Svalich road, winding between the trees, and you pass the bridge there at the crossroads of the what is that? The Raven River, alliterative.
I would
That's-
like to put in there that bridge, is it fairly close to the water or is it high up above it?
Well, let's take a look. It is an arching stone spanning the river. I think it's relatively close. It like arches over the river, so it's probably, it's not like a big chasm. It's like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 feet above the water at the highest, I would think.
Okay, I think that as they went past there, Wanderous would have stepped down off the bridge over to the water and taken out that little pitiful plant that he's been carrying ever since back at the where the noose was, where the hangman's stand was, and he took it off the grave that was close by there, and he unwraps the cloth that he's wrapped around the roots of it, gets it nice and wet, washes lots of water for the roots, and then he wraps it back up in a wet cloth and sticks it back in his pocket.
Okay. And you make your way on down, and you take the correct path towards the Selenka Pass. I need our next D20, please.
While somebody's rolling that, I would like to have a quick little thing there. I feel
Sure.
like if we see Wondrous doing that, Ash would probably ask, what kind of plan is that, Wondrous?
I don't know. My wisdom doesn't extend that far. Looking at it, though, I think that if we are kind to it and water it and spend time with it, keep it warm, that it will grow and possibly flower. And I just have the feeling that if we could get more flowers in this place and little colored cups lifting towards this terrible cloudy sky that we have, maybe it will bring extra lightness here and brightness to the drab horizon. And so I feel it's very important to nurture it. It's also dear to me because it was at that grave where we got our first information about Strahd. I have felt so hopeless, and yet this little plant, even though it's in my pocket and I just have to take it out and hope it gets sunlight. Look at it, Ash. And he whips it out, unwraps it, and shows it. It's not quite as brown as it was. It's a little greener. If it can flourish here, then maybe hope can flourish here too, Ash. I don't know. But I hope so.
That's a nice thought, buddy. I think that you're doing a great job. And I think there is some hope to be had. We're on the right track. I mean, well, we're at freaking 3 out of 5 items here, or clues or whatever. We're doing good.
We're doing good.
That lady in the camp, she told you wisely, didn't she?
Yeah, everything she said has been true so far. So we just got to hold out hope, like you said, and keep to the road we're on. Literally and figuratively, of course.
Let's do it, yes. But Ash, I miss Onyx. I hope he's all right. I didn't get a chance to do sending this morning because, well, those nice Bogdanoviches were so busy with us. I hope he's all right.
Me too.
And as they walk and continue down the road in the distance.
Oh, I rolled a 3 for that 20.
In the distance, you hear the birds. In the swampy, foggy Barovian distance. All right. You carry on the Salinka Pass, and you begin to now come to the foothills of the mountain. The going gets a little tougher as you continue to make your way. You now are looking up, sort of over, over the pass, seeing how it winds its way through. But you can see you've started to come out of the forest, right? The forest is now to your west as you head south, but this large, much more sort of open area with these, sort of mountainous hills. And as you wend your way up, you can see more and more of Barovia, which the fog does clear for you in places. And you carry on. I need someone else to roll me a d20, please.
Yep, I will do that. Let's see. D20. That is a 10.
All right. Okay. You continue to carry up the pass. Everything is pretty uneventful. It is long and hard going. Let's see, this is... You've been on the road for... about an hour and a half, maybe? Something like that.
Making excellent time.
Making pretty good time. And I think here I need another d20 roll. Yeah.
5.
5, okay. Everything continues to be uneventful.
Love it.
As you wind your way up into the mountains, and as you're getting higher and higher, you can see farther and farther out over the land. The woods spread out below at the base of the various mountains. You can see in the distance probably Valaki and Lake Zarovich. Maybe even can see Van Richten's tower peeking out through the mists near Lake Baratok. And I need another d20. You've been on the road for...
I feel like once we start getting into these...
About 2.5 hours.
Kind of inclines towards the mountain pass, Ash kind of feels invigorated. Like, obviously kind of winded for having to climb it or whatever, but...
Yeah.
I feel like Ash probably says something like, "This reminds me of home."
You come from a place like this, Ash?
The village where me and Thorin was raised is a lot like this. Lots of hills and rocky cliffs.
Cass looks at Ash and says, "Maybe you can tell me about home sometime."
That'd be nice.
And as you make your way up, coming out of the woods, no longer being blocked by the trees, reaching a higher elevation, it does begin to lightly snow. And
Wandrous looks over at Esmeralda because he knows that she's walking, right? And he moves towards her and says, "This must be hard on you, given the situation with your legs. Are you all right? Do I need to carry you? I'm very strong.
She says, well, yeah, you're near as big as the mountain yourself, huh? She says, no, I've gotten used to this. I believe I can manage, but if I do need some help, I'll let you know, and thank you for the offer.
Well, you are an amazing person to have gone through everything you have, these experiences, and to be willing to face Strahd alone. I must tell you, he is quite fierce.
Yes, he would be the most powerful vampire I've ever faced. I have slain my share, but most of them were far younger.
You have fought vampires before?
Of course. What do you think Van Richten was training me for?
Ash, too, is a vampire hunter. Do you think we can defeat Strahd?
Well, I mean, you're already up a book of lore and a magic sword, and we're well on our way to finding some other totem of power, so, I mean, if anyone's ever going to, I suppose it better be us and now,
I hope so. He pats his chest pocket just a bit.
Just as we're kind of like going on this trip, I'm just going to be playing on my pan flute.
Funny because I was literally about to have a conversation with Pete about that same exact thing.
Well, take it away.
Yeah, we're just going to hit you with all the dialogue. Might as well.
All
We're
right.
traveling along.
That's right. What else?
And listen,
we gonna
I
do?
got to monologue as wife guy last episode, so you guys take all the time you need.
Now, literally, it's funny that like I said, Omega said, because I was literally fixing to say, Ash speaks to Pete as like, so in regards to the kind of bard you are, storytelling, music, what's your game? And there was the pan flute. So.
Yes, as I dust off the pan flute a little bit. Yeah, I do a little bit of both actually. Mainly storytelling through my songs. But you know, here and there, if I get into a little pinch with some trouble, I typically don't throw in a story just because, you know, it's I mean, you get it, I'm sure. I mean, being in Barovia and all, but
A little hard to tell the monsters a story to, you know, pacify them, I guess.
Unfortunately, they're not as easy to pacify as some drunkards with the story. But yeah, I truly hope to achieve this my goal to write stories and turn them into songs. So I do a little bit of both. That's why I have my notebook, and I'll pat my little pocket just right in here, full of all the stories I picked up on my way.
Well, hopefully you'll have a hell of a story to compose a song or two about after we get done here. It's
Yes,
funny. Go ahead.
What?
You're good.
I was going to say, yeah, I certainly hope so.
Funnily enough, whenever me and Thorin first came here, that was our entire goal, was to write a book of our own about all the different monsters and stuff that we would encounter. I've tried to keep it going a bit, but I'm definitely not as smooth with words.
As well, feel free to borrow some of my notes. They're more lyrical, as they're meant for storytelling, but definitely feel free to look at my notes if you wish.
Appreciate that.
Of course.
Well, Ash, you know, I'm keeping a journal of all of our wanderings throughout this land, so if you want to use that as a source, I would love to help contribute in Thorin's place.
That'd be awesome. Definitely our goal was to write a kind of like what's the word I'm looking for?
A How to Kill Monsters guide
Pretty much.
A monster
Exactly that.
manual.
Something like a monster manual.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yes. Oh, Ash, you would be so good at that.
I think getting everybody's different viewpoints may actually prove useful. So that'd be great. Let's live through this encounter, and we'll have to
We're
compare
either
notes.
going to live through this, or they're going to sing about what's going to happen for years to come. Or both.
Yeah, Peter, you better live so you can sing about this for years.
I was going to say, I have not heard a lot of songs here in Barovia, so if anyone's going to sing about it, it's going to be you lot. Although if we win, I'm sure they'll find their voice again, but as it stands, ugh. All
I've
right.
never tried singing.
I bet you would have a great voice, Wondrous.
Well, step one is to relax your throat. Yeah, sort of like that. Okay. And as you continue up the pass, I need another roll.
Has everybody done one? Is it back to me?
Back to you.
Yeah,
it's
because
back to
I
you,
just went
Wanderers.
again.
Wanderous rolled a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you continue on your way, and in the distance you begin to be able to see through the kind of bluster and snow hang on. You begin to be able to see through the bluster and snow sort of, you're coming towards like a bridge and a guard tower of some kind in the distance. But before you arrive, I do need one more D20 roll, please.
The Omega.
Okay.
At this point, you're probably coming close to about noon or so.
There it is. Okay.
And of course, the higher up you are getting in the mountaintop, the heavier the snow begins to fall around you, and it does begin to get quite cold.
Okay. Roll a 5.
Gotcha. Okay. And down you go, and you finally reach the next area. You see there's sort of a shelf of rock that the mountain road is clinging to, and it begins to get narrow. To your left, icy cliffs are rising sharply towards these dark rolling clouds that are sort of swirling snow down at you. To your right, the ground falls away into a sea of fog. You are now high up enough that you are approaching being up in the clouds from where you could see before over across the land. As the storm rolls in, you can't see much down even the side of the mountain that you're looking at now. Ahead through the wind and snow, you see a high wall of black stone, lined with spikes and topped by statues of demonic vultures with horned heads. Set in the center of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame, lighting the snow as it falls. Snow that hits the flame burns with a hiss and melts away. On the other side of the dark wall, gripping the mountain's edge, is a guard tower made of white stone, topped by golden statues of mighty warriors. And I'm going to bring us down to the map, if I can find it. There are so many maps for this adventure. Okay, you guys are down here in the bottom area. I don't know your marching order, but let's see. I should probably put some lights on. Actually, I guess it's, even though it's like snowy, it's probably daylight enough for you guys to see. So let me just change the dynamic lighting completely.
Well, and Wanderous has a light that he would certainly put on a
Oh, wait,
quarter
daylight
staff
mode
if
is
it
on.
wasn't clear enough to be seen.
Okay, what is that? Okay, that's blocking some stuff that doesn't need to be blocked. Okay, off to the side here, you can kind of see, this is the top of the tower, but they've just displaced it on the map. But this over here is like You can see the portcullis is in the middle here, and then you can see the wall, and then what's on top of the wall is just shown to you over here, but it's actually resting, over there, if that makes sense at all.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I hope you can see that stuff. But yeah,
Ash, what did
Go ahead.
the woman say we would find here?
Let me see.
I got you.
It's up here in chat somewhere.
I think I got
And
you.
Wanderers would have said that very quietly.
Okay, yeah. That wasn't
Okay.
there, unfortunately.
It is. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors.
Amber.
So, yeah, we're looking for some sort of holy symbol. I don't think it's going to be at this tower, because I don't think these doors are amber. I think the cave that we were told about is going to be our best bet. Though I don't like that green flame. Makes me extremely nervous. But
Can I? Well, how far away are we from the flame? Sorry, I was grabbing some food real quick. That was getting dropped off to me. I guess I can just
like 80 feet from the
Well,
tower
once
from
we
here?
get a little bit closer, I can use like divine sense. See if it's like good or bad.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your marching order?
I can go up
maybe,
front.
I was going to say, maybe you should go up front since you're going to be doing the sensing.
Okay. The road is only this is another one where all of the squares are kind of funky. Hang on, I need to edit that a little bit. You can I need to edit that more. So you can kind of see like the big squares are 10 feet, and then the littler squares are 5 feet. They're all subdivided. So the road is about 10 feet wide here, and it falls off pretty sharply on either side.
I could probably take up the rear, or close to the back of the marching order.
Well, I think Wanderers would be right up there behind Cass, unless did somebody else say they wanted to be second?
Nope.
Okay, Wanderers second.
I'm
And,
good to be the filling in the middle.
Okay, and you guys are just
And
approaching.
did Wanderers need light on his quarterstaff, or you're saying no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys approach the thing and the green flyer and all of that. Yeah, you can just see this curtain of green flame kind of filling this archway behind.
So I'm gonna use my divine sense real quick to see if it's consecrated or desecrated.
Sure. Would you
see if I-
put the divine sense thing in chat for me?
Yes.
And Wanderers is standing there ready also if anyone wants with detect magic.
Okay.
But he's not. He's waiting
Presence
to
of
see what
strong
happens.
evil. Telling you your next turn location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. Or whether a place is consecrated or desecrated. Okay. So you don't get the sense that the green flame is consecration or desecration, but you do get a ping of the infernal off of the statues atop the tower, or up top the portcullis kind of guard tower thing.
Could I
And how tall is the tower?
What did I say? 30 feet high.
Could I do like a religion check to see if I, or would that be
Sure.
Arcana?
No, I think religion would suffice. I mean, anything doing with the infernal kind of tends to be a little bit of both, right?
That's a
A
12.
12.
I'll burn inspiration if I need to.
Hang on a second. I think you know enough to recognize that this is like the statue's pretty big. That these are probably like not the lowest level demons, which is not great. Like I think would know enough with the 12 to recognize your basic imps or whatever. I think you recognize that it's demonic rather than devilish. So it's abyssal, not, infernal or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fiend. Yeah, so I shouldn't have said infernal. I should have said
So
fiendish.
more like fiend. Okay.
Yeah, but specifically abyssal fiend. But I don't think you have a sense of exactly what this thing can do.
Okay. Notice.
And it also is currently a statue. So it's like, but you get this infernal sense off of it. So you don't know if it's just like a corrupted statue or if it's a creature or what, if it's going to come to life or if it's a portal to something or, you know what I mean? It's like,
Okay, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
so, and what the trigger, because like you guys have approached and they haven't moved and but they really look like stone, but you've opened your divine sense and it's like, hey bud, this is Inferno. So, or I mean, abyssal rather. So
I mean, I almost feel like just getting those kind of vibes off of those statues. I almost feel like touching the flame would either burn us or maybe trigger those statues to come to life. But I don't know if I have the knowledge to tell that to the group.
yeah.
So do you say
like, that's
anything at
just
all?
like-
Do you at least attempt to?
I mean, I think you have enough knowledge to speculate however you would speculate about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I mean, like I'm speculating. Okay, so I'm picking up some like almost fiendish like vibes off of those statues. So I don't know if they are creatures or if they are just, statues that have been somewhat, I guess, desecrated by like, demonic magic. But I'm also like, and this is just entirely a speculation, but I feel like if we touch that flame, it will either burn us or those statues are going to come to life. Or maybe we have to defeat the statues to get the flames to drop down. I'm not sure. That's just kind of where I'm at right now.
So saying that, my detect magic probably wouldn't be that helpful. Or should I do it?
It's up to you. You can do it if you want.
I mean, I feel like that would help
asking the other
determine.
members of
Yeah.
the party. I'm
No,
So
sorry.
I feel like
That's fine.
detect magic would be good to, I mean, well, obviously, like I feel like those flames are some kind of magic.
Then Wanderous is going to focus on the flames, and I accidentally put detect magic in chat. I didn't really
That's
mean to
fine.
do that.
Okay.
So he's going to concentrate on the green flames ahead
Okay.
and see if he senses magic from the flames.
Okay. Yeah, so the flames are some sort of like conjuration and evocation. They are magical flames. I don't think you get a sense of like what they do just from the detect magic. And then from the statues, you get transmutation.
Didn't mean to do that.
Oh no.
The flames are magic, evocation, and the statues are transmutation. I can tell you that.
Okay, so that means they've been turned into statues.
Looking around, does it look like it would be possible to go around the tower?
Not really. You could maybe climb over it if you were like using ropes or climbing tools or something. Or you'd have to find some way to like fly.
Could
Which
we
I don't think you guys
step
have.
through it?
Yeah, probably you could like use magic to pass through Misty Step or something similar.
Can I try? How big? I guess because this magical fire is 10 feet, right? Across.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the magical fire is well. You mean like wide or deep?
Wide.
Yeah, it's 10 feet wide.
Okay. Gotcha. Never mind then, because I was gonna try prestidigitation, but I think that's a little too big to be put out by that. But
Yeah, I would think so.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
listen. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that wind wall, probably, like might put the flame out. I doubt it. I was just kind of reflecting on what my wind wall does.
Yeah.
I don't think that would help.
I was just considering because like not all of us have the ability to get like traverse magically across that. So
I think I'm the only one right now.
I technically can because I
Okay.
picked up Dimension Door, but I can only take one other creature, and that's
And I can't
Not
take
ideal.
anything. I can just take myself.
So that covers 3 out of 5.
Real quick.
I don't think, Wanderous, I'm a big and healthy, strong guy, but with the strength of 14, a plus, I don't know that I could carry anybody and try to climb over the wall. My dexterity is also a 14.
Oh, and hang on real quick. There's actually a handout showing this. Give me a second to pull it up. I think I can show you guys.
Okay, I can get back in front of my camera now. I was scarfing down my food. I got Greek food for dinner. It was so good.
Oh,
There we go. Okay, so this is what this thing looks like from the side, if you guys are seeing this. So you're seeing there's like a portcullis. There are these 2 statues on top of the portcullis thing. You can't really climb. You can climb over it, but like you can't really climb down or like this. The rock face is difficult and dangerous.
so is the portcullis down and the flame beyond it?
The portcullis is currently down and the flame is beyond it.
Oh.
Also,
first
how
things first,
close
we gotta
do
figure
you
out.
guys approach to the gate? Because right now you're about 15 feet away from it. I don't know if you get
I'm probably-
closer than that. I mean, you're close
I'm
enough for
probably
your...
not getting any closer.
Okay. You're close enough for all of your, like, detect magic and stuff, and your, whatever that other thing is.
Do I see any animals
Find some.
around?
Animals. I don't think so. Probably not in this snow.
Okay.
I think everything's probably hunkered down.
I guess the first problem that we need to face is how we're going to get that gate up.
yeah.
Can I investigate and see if there's like some sort of mechanism that lifts it on this side?
You do not see any, like, winches or buttons or levers or anything like that. Like, just looking at it from where you're standing.
Okay. And because I'm not the most magical, wise member of this party, are you guys telling me that you're thinking that as soon as we walk up to this thing, you think those statues are going to come to life?
I definitely think there's a chance.
Or they're going to come to life if we mess with the portcullis.
So why don't we just beat them to the punch?
Anybody got a ranged weapon? I mean, maybe fire an arrow at it and see what happens. I feel like, though, they're almost like trigger based. We have to do something for them to come to life, whether that's messing with the portcullis, whether if that's touching the fire, maybe killing one of them opens the portcullis, maybe killing the other drops the flames. I don't know.
Well, I
Question.
could fire off it. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say I could fire off a guiding bolt at one of them, or I could do spiritual weapon at one of them to see that if we do anything to them, what happens, but that might trigger everything. What were you thinking, PETA?
I was thinking of using Shatter, since they're currently made out of stone.
I mean, that'd take care of one of them.
I mean, all I got throwing rocks at them, so that sounds good to me.
Question: am I close enough to like use stone cunning?
Can you put it in chat for me? Let's read it.
I mean, it doesn't say anything about touch, but whenever I make an intelligence, I feel like I got to be closer to it than that, though.
Well, and it's like a history check to relate it to the origin of the stonework. So like the statues you kind of have already figured because of the detect magic are transmuted creatures, so they're not even really stonework, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I think your stone cutting would tell you that as you look at them now, you're like, oh yeah, like those are too perfect for most sculptures. You know, it's like every wrinkle and scale. It's almost like if you saw, you know, like you see a marble statue, right?
It was like they were carved by Michelangelo.
Well,
but there
not
ain't no
even that. Like
Michelangelos in
Michelangelo didn't
Barovia.
carve fingerprints in his statues. You know what I mean? Like these, like the texture of the skin and hair is even still right. It's just stone now. You know, and so it's like, oh yeah, and it's like, you know, and it's snowing and you wouldn't notice immediately, but now that that's been pointed out to you, you're like, oh yeah, those are way too realistic for, you know.
Okay, and the dwarf in me's telling me that whoever made those are really, 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 really good. Or, yeah, I mean, like they're going to come to life at some point.
So
I can
what
almost confirm that.
So what were you thinking, Ash? Throwing rocks at them to see what happened?
I mean, if they're going to come to life anyway, I think that our only way forward is we're going to have to trigger it and we're going to take care of it. So whoever wants to do something, I'm going to be standing here ready to go. And with that, probably draw the blood saw, bone saw. I don't know. What is this thing called again?
Blade or
Blood blade. There you go.
I don't know.
Yep.
See what do I have with range?
So I was considering casting Shatter at one of them.
If we're lucky,
Yeah,
so
try it.
turn to dust, and we won't have to worry about them in flesh form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So considering, I think you're one of the only people that doesn't have range, Ash, right? So
I mean, I have a bow, but I don't think like a.
I mean, I don't
Arrow's
really have
gonna
range.
get
The
that
only
off, you know what I
range
mean?
I have
Okay.
is Sacred Flame, and that's a cantrip.
I'll,
I could yeet javelins at it, but
yeah.
I'd rather not.
Okay, so Cass, I'm gonna go ahead and just give you one of my bardic inspirations, just in case something happens.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay.
As level 2.
All right.
So that's 10 thunder damage, and a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Turn order tells
I
me
think
everything.
it has disadvantage, probably, right?
I would assume so.
Because it is.
Currently stone.
Yeah.
Is currently
Stone, crystal, or metal. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one, so Shatter is a 10-foot radius sphere. So I
Yep,
think you probably
which-
can hit them all with that. Do I have a Shatter? I think I have like Onyx's stuff. I need to update some of my spell templates for you guys. I haven't done it in a while. Shatter.
Yeah.
Is that right? No, that's not. That's not even the right size of Shatter.
It's a 10-foot radius, so that's
Yeah, the
like
one
10 feet
I made is like a 15-foot radius, like the dummy.
Oh,
Okay, I'll just grab that. Come back. Okay. All right. Well, I have to edit it now because the things are all the different size.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. That's right. Okay, so that's the current size of Shatter that you can make. So you'll have to pick one.
You know what I'm
Okay.
just now realizing too? These things are freaking huge. They take up 4 blocks. Oh god.
Yeah, they're large creatures.
Oh,
or
God.
large statues or whatever.
Hey, I got the good old Mesa Disruption, man. It works.
All right.
Wonders
Okay, so
against-
you should have control of where you want to put Shatter. Just let me know
Okay.
which one of them you want to go for.
Let's just. Oh, that is not the right one. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the one on the right. I think.
Okay.
So
That
yeah, I'll
turns
just do
all of
that.
you. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you cast Shatter. So, what does it look like when PETA casts Shatter?
I think it's just kind of like from his old stories of watching dwarves and gnomes work underground. It's just gonna be a bunch of like hammers and like pickaxes and
Nice.
stuff, and it's just gonna kind of all like hit at the same time. So
Excellent.
and it's all probably like just random blue magical and so.
Okay. All right. Well, as you cast that, you see these creatures come to life with a creak and a smash, and like one of them, part of it is like blown away as the stone is like ripped, and you can see like part of its arm is sort of like dangling as these creatures sort of turn back normal. And oh, I actually have to do the save.
Mhm.
Hang on. It was a con save. With
Yeah,
disadvantage?
Constitution with disadvantage.
Yeah, 6 is not going to make it. So he takes the 10 damage and is knocked 10 feet back. Is that right? Or it just takes it.
No, it just takes it.
It just takes the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So with this loud clanging of hammers and this sort of like thunderous shock, this creature takes the damage. We're going to pop that out of here. Everyone, please roll initiative.
Ooh, Wander's
Oh,
got
wow.
nat 20 for a 22.
Okay.
So, well, Ash.
Yeah, I was
got
gonna say, we
a dirty
twinning right
22.
now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll just wait until I
Dang.
roll.
Rolled a 5.
Rip.
Hey, I'll take an 11.
Okay. Hang on. All right. So, the thing goes off, and these things very rapidly, like, morph back into fleshy creatures. I kind of want to just, like, show you the art for these guys. Can I do that?
I bet they look pretty righteous.
They
Oh,
are
is it gonna
wild.
terrify us?
I hope so.
I doubt they're righteous. They're probably pretty damned, though. So.
Where's Slavic wife guy when you need him? And
Okay.
do you
Something
have
starts throwing eggs.
Esmeralda? Do you have Esmeralda on here
I
also?
do. I don't know if I'm not sure if did I roll for her? I haven't
Oh,
rolled
Oh,
for her
sweet.
yet.
crud.
Okay. Yeah. So these
Oh
things, there's
my
like
God.
they are these big demon creatures with like multiple tongues spreading out of their mouth, and as they shift, there's this sort of like infernal light in a pentagram beneath them. They are gnarly, and let's go ahead and do Esmeralda's initiative.
Come on, girl.
Oh, hell yeah, girl.
Not bad. She's a 21. Okay. All right. So starting off is going to be Ash. So these things come to life. The one on the right has been damaged. They sort of so they sort of like begin to appear to get ready to pounce down on you from above.
Sigh. Okay, I guess we're taking a short bow shot. I'm not moving. I'll tell you that. Oh, oop. Rogue things. Hashtag rogue things. Hold on. You can use this only if you've not moved. Okay.
Hashtag rogue things.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do steady aim.
Okay.
And so that is bonus action. Give yourself advantage on your next attack roll. And then my movement's just 0, right? Let's take a shot at the guy on the right, yeah?
Okay.
Was that the one who's already been injured or the other guy?
Yep.
The other
12
one.
hit.
No, it does not.
I'm going to burn Child Inspiration then.
Okay.
We can't be starting combat like this, baby. Come on. Give me another one. Damn it.
Oh,
Oof.
God.
Never mind.
Okay, so yeah,
Wait,
you.
has it come to life, or does he have advantage?
It's come
'cause
to
he's-
life. Yeah, they came to life immediately when you attack them.
Okay.
Yeah, and, I mean, if we could use the advantage on second one, we'd be in good shape, but obviously, anyway, it's fine. All right. It's cool. I wish I hated using the bow anyway.
Okay. All right, so that is Ash. Wandress.
All right. Well, Wanderous has been feeling his oats lately and feeling like he's getting more powerful and learning more things every day. Looking up at those things, he from what he heard, we think we're talking about infernal creatures or something, demons, right?
More
Abyssal.
like fiends.
Is
Fiends.
it one, I think.
Fiends
Yeah,
or
I think-
Fiends tend
Well,
to come
they're
from
they're
another
demons.
plane,
So it's
correct?
fiends. So demons and devils are both types of fiends. But you have the devils of the nine hells who are infernal, and then you have the demons of the abyss, and they are, demonic or abyssal.
But they're
um,
all other planes.
Yes, that is
Okay,
true.
then right off the bat, Wanderous is going to aim at the one that has not been injured,
Okay.
and he is going to, for his first time ever, attempt to cast Banishment.
Okay, what does that look like?
He doesn't even know because he's never done it before.
Okay, well, what?
But he
ahead.
gets his purple holy symbol out and holds it up in front of him and says, "Get thee hence, evil thing."
Okay.
And he aims his shard at it, his purple shard, hoping that that's all he needed to do, and he attempts to cast. It's a concentration spell,
Yep.
has a range of since 60 feet, and
yeah, I need you to
he's
put the
eager to
I need you
see
to put
what
the
the-
card for that in chat for me, so I know what type of save I need to make. If you don't mind,
well, I don't mind, but I don't know how to do it.
just
Do I
click on
hit-
it. Yeah, it should just click on it.
Okay, it's at level 4. There it is.
Okay. A charisma saving throw. Okay, and your DC is what?
I'm looking at the top. 16.
Okay. All right. This is an important roll, everyone. I'll tell you right now. This thing has a +6 to this roll.
Come on.
So
Crap.
it makes
Roll
the
a crap.
save on a 10 or higher.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
So dope if you pull it off.
Get ready. Get set. Oh, that is a 15.
Oh,
It
crap.
fails the save. Your DC was 16.
Get it, girl. Oh.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, Wandress says, "Get thee hence." And what happens is quite interesting. The infernal rune that is beneath this thing, that is burning with this sort of red light, this pentagram, is taken over with this like cosmic purple starlight for a second. And the creature is just like sucked down into it in a burst of like starry mist. And it's banished. So
You gotta
that
do the
is
thing, bonus mom. You got to do the glasses thing. Shing.
there it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's huge. That is huge.
Ooh.
Any movement from Wandress? I will remind Wandress that if you get hit and lose concentration, this thing comes back. So I don't know if that
Okay.
factors into your plans
Okay,
at all.
Wanderous is going to rush up to the wall, as close to the wall as he possibly can. And he can probably, he's going to go right to the outer edge of the wall and keep his eye on the one that's damaged, but not. So he's under it, basically, and hoping that the little bit of the wall hides it, right? Because this thing's on top of the wall.
Yeah, but you don't have any actions to take the hide action, so it definitely saw you run down there.
Well, but if it's going to swoop down at him, he's just hoping that he could duck around and get the part of the wall. I mean, what else should I do? What should I run in the other direction?
Yes.
You
Absolutely,
mean like
yes.
run away?
Yes.
Yeah, run away. Yeah, if you're gonna hold
Oh,
concentration.
okay.
Because here's the situation, and Wanderers won't understand this, is that,
Trish just doesn't.
yeah, is that like, you want, like, it seems cowardly, but you want your friends in between you and this thing, not because you want your friends to get hurt, but if you get hurt and you lose concentration, the other one comes back. Right?
Yeah,
and then you
so-
got to fight two of them. So
Well, I thought if it was going to another plane, it wouldn't come back.
well, it only does that. It only stays where it goes if you can maintain concentration for a minute.
For a
until
minute,
Right.
for a whole minute.
So we
Okay.
gotta make it through it.
So
So
Wanderous
Wanderous
is-
has to keep concentration on this spell for the whole minute, or
Okay.
the other one
Wanderous
comes
has
back.
started to run.
Totally worth cowering for a minute because that is so,
yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
badass.
I mean-
it's like, oh hell no.
Yeah, because
Sends it away.
the alternatives
Oh, no.
fight two of them, right? And I
love
don't
it.
want to tell you what to do, but it just
Well, no, you need
tactically-
to because I've never been in this position before.
Yeah.
God,
Okay.
What a big move though. God.
Ace of Spades says hold Cass up like a sheep.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That brings us to Esmeralda, who looks up at that thing and is going to... Yeah. Is going to cast Lightning Bolt. So she is going to come right over to the edge, and she's going to fire off a... I don't really have the thing I need. We'll just use this. She's going to fire off a lightning bolt at the creature, which has to make a dexterity saving throw, which it is not proficient in. That's a 13 on the save. Her save DC is 14. Damn. All right. Level 3. Kaboom.
Oh crap!
No, that's not the right thing. That's Magic Circle. I want Lightning Bolt.
Oh, Pixel, I missed such a chance.
Okay, for 33 points of damage on this creature. That's a big hit. Okay. I don't think this thing has resistance to that. What was the big chance you missed?
As a Furbolg, and I've had this from the beginning, I could have magically turned invisible as a bonus action.
Damn.
Rip.
You can
Okay.
count on me to do that next time, people.
And then... So Esmeralda runs over and does that, and then it's going to move back over by Ash. And I don't need her whole name to be visible.
Oh no.
Okay, that one is banished. Next is the big guy, who is going to jump down with a slam and a blast of stuff. It jumped down 30 feet. Does a demon take falling damage? Is the question.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna agree.
Okay, that would be... I think he doesn't take as much falling damage as you would, so he takes, we'll round that down to 6 falling damage.
Hey, a little bit helps.
But that is the jumping down is gonna grant him advantage on his first attack
Which will be
of
me.
3, which is coming at, actually he's gonna like crouch down and hit Cass, but is also gonna skirt around to get in melee with more of you, to spread the pain.
I would have said love, but that's
All right,
probably my
the first attack coming at Cass with advantage is a 25 to hit.
No, that hits.
All right, you take 6 piercing damage and 9 necrotic damage. And as this thing rakes its massive claws into you, the shock of the sudden slashes causing you to bleed, you are unable to take reactions this turn.
Oh shit.
So, and then it's going to make it's going to make an attack against Esmeralda because she shot it with lightning. It only attacked you because you were kind of the closest thing. It's, I think, going to take the other 2 attacks on Esmeralda, but it doesn't have advantage on these attacks. That's a 23 and a 25. Oof. Okay, so
nasty.
that is 16 and 8 points of damage to Esmeralda. Those are big hits for Esmeralda. Okay. That is it for the creature. As it jumps down, by the way, it's like gargling. This strange language is like coming out of its weird multi-tongued mouth.
And I do not. Nope, I only speak celestial,
Yeah.
common, and
I don't
dwarvish.
think anyone speaks
Infernal.
I don't
abyssal.
even know where that's at on my.
Yeah, I don't speak it. All the way on the left at the bottom, under
Uh-huh.
proficiencies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Okay. Yeah. So none of you have any idea. It doesn't seem Esmeralda has any idea either what that meant. But it was clearly some kind of sentient language that it's barking at you. But that does bring us to Cass.
Okay, Mesa Disruption.
Okay.
Naturally.
Oh no, that's a 9.
Oh,
Oof.
Bob.
Oh, some people
Burn-
have used their inspo. Ash used inspo. Who else has?
I've not used mine.
You've not
I'm
used yours,
using it
okay.
now.
You do have
Bardic
my
as well.
bardic inspiration as
How
well.
much more does that give me?
I believe
8 now.
4?
I would think.
Oh, 8?
Yeah,
Gotta be up to a
believe
D8
it's
by now, right?
8, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so would a 17 hit?
Did you roll it?
Yeah, you
I-
have to
I
roll-
rolled
so
an-
you have to roll the
You have
D8.
to. You don't get an 8. You got to roll.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
okay.
you roll
Um,
a D8 on top of what you
So
have.
you might want to use advantage and then see if you need the bardic.
Yeah.
4 would get you to a 13.
I imagine that doesn't hit.
It does not. But if you want to burn your inspiration, we can add the 4 to whatever you roll. I'm fine with that. Oh, and Ash has inspiration back because chat has an endless well of channel points.
I wish I did. I wish I could help.
I just now got enough.
Yeah,
to get
somebody
it back.
did.
Okay, 25.
25,
Oh.
which is actually 29. That definitely hits, yes.
Okay, damage. Okay, so that's 17 because it's the Mesa Disruption works against fiends.
Yes, okay. Oof. Did not like that.
And then, okay, so you said I can't take reactionary attacks, but I can still use my extra attack, right?
Correct. You can't take reactions, so shield, opportunity attacks, stuff like that. And neither
Okay.
can Esmeralda.
26.
Hits.
That'll be a 12.
Okay. Whew. Damn. So our big
Also,
hits
my
on this
H-
thing. Only fighting one of these things at a time is much better for you guys. Wandress is really, truly the MVP here. Anything else from Cass?
Well, let's see. Can I use Leon? Well, shit. How far away is she from me? Fuck. Let me. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can use Lay on Hands as a bonus action or if that
No,
has
I think
to
it's an
be-
action.
Oh yeah, it's an action.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do anything else.
All right. That brings us to PETA.
Okay.
Man, you guys are so much more powerful than you first walked into Barovia.
Oh my
You
god.
really are.
All right.
I don't
Gosh.
feel very powerful.
You just banished a whole ass demon to another dimension. What do you mean?
Could you
One
imagine
shot.
how much?
You
Hey, could
one-shot a
imagine
creature that to date has taken... This creature so far, from Cass and everybody else, has taken 70 some odd points of damage and is looking rough. So clearly this thing has, a sack of hit points, and you one-shotted that thing because it failed
Damn.
its save.
Could you imagine if Thorin was still alive? Though we could have banished both of them.
Oh my god. There we go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Should have come.
Okay.
Also, can you imagine the world where I let Wandress walk right under the thing and then he got pounced on and then the other one came
Oh
back?
god.
Oh god.
I just didn't understand.
Well, it's okay. That's why I told you. But if I thought that you should have understood that, I would have done what I did.
But
but
you could see there's this big black thing there, so I was just trying to hide.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can actually get rid of that now.
Lay it on him, Peter. You got
Yeah, sorry. That's what that looks like.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can see.
Okay.
Because I originally thought we were looking at the thing to like the right of us.
Oh no, that is
Oh.
technically what's on top, but they moved it over there so that you could like
okay. Yeah, I thought that
so
was
that
like
it-
another
so that you
random
could see
tower
what's
just-
underneath, because you have to see the
Yeah.
portcullis in the fire, and if
Yeah,
they
that makes
stuck this
sense.
on top of it, it would be under there and you couldn't see it. So they're like, oh, it's like Legos. They've taken the top off and set it to the
Yeah, I
side.
got it. I
Yeah.
thought that was like a tower jutting up out of the abyss or something.
Yes. Okay.
That makes sense though.
All right, Peter, what you got?
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and run over to it. And then bonus action. Is this a bonus action? It is not. Okay. Okay, so sorry. You'll have to clarify because I'm used to being a spellcaster mainly. So with the extra attack, I can attack twice, but that takes up my bonus action, right?
No. When you
No?
take the
Okay,
attack
cool.
action, it is 2 attacks, and then you still
Perfect.
have a bonus action to play with. If you're
Awesome.
2-weapon fighting and you have light weapons in both hands, then you
Then-
attack once with your main hand and once with your offhand as a bonus action.
Offhand
But if
and
you
a
had
bonus
extra
action, okay.
attack in that scenario, you'd make 2 main hand attacks and 1 offhand attack.
Okay.
Right? So
That makes sense.
So you would get 2 full attacks.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, all good.
So
That
I'm gonna go
level,
ahead
that
and-
level 7, baby. We all
I
got
know,
new
right?
stuff.
okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use my sun sword.
Yes.
So
Lay it on him, baby.
I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna activate it. And then I'm
Oh, you know what I
gonna
need
take
to
a
do? Hang
swing at it.
I'll do that later. He says, what did I do for his voice? I know I put
I
like
don't
reverb
remember.
on it, but he was
And
just like,
so, do you remember when I was down there last and we did our in-person game with the Reamses?
yes.
It's like Dredgelord. It's like that.
Was he like Dredgelord? Really? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And he goes, oh, that's
Yeah.
right, because he's very bloodthirsty.
Yep.
That's right. He's like,
Yep.
he's like, hell yeah, my time has come.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Long have I lain dormant beneath that gazebo, but now is my time to shine. And there's just like this blast of sun erupting from the hilt as PETA wades into battle.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the sun sword. I'm gonna try to attack it here.
Oh man, thanks for reminding me about Dredgelord. I
yes,
forgot
you're
about him.
welcome.
He's amazing.
I really want to build another warlock just for that reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 24 to hit, and that is 9 radiant damage.
Okay, and this thing is not undead, so it does
Yep.
just take the 9 damage, but that is your first attack.
Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and attack again, and that is a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, and that is 3 radiant damage.
3 radiant damage. Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna
wait,
go ahead
hang
and
on a second. Oh, what's yours? I want to just make sure that we've got your stuff right for this.
I was like, I don't know, because
Yeah, okay, you have a +0 to strength, and you're getting the +2 from the sword. Yes, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, and that's 3 radiant, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action and what was I gonna use?
Healing word, Misty
yeah,
Step.
that's right. Yeah, healing word. Yeah, I was gonna healing word Esmeralda.
Okay.
So
Yeah, let her rip.
that's level 1, which is gonna be 6 points of healing.
Okay. Well, what word do you heal Esmeralda with?
Um,
Or
So ready
words?
for
Oh,
this.
God, I don't-
Yes,
Whatever.
Captain.
Hey girl.
like how you doing?
Hey, you okay?
Oh
And I think
my!
it's so unexpected. Esmeralda just kind of gives you like a, but then like is like flooded with the warmth of your healing magic, which is very
Oh my!
confusing for her.
I'm sure.
Wow.
All right, Ash. This thing is looking rough. One of these
Redemption
things
arc.
turns out to not have been nearly enough of a challenge for you guys. Should have been 4 of them up there.
Okay, listen. We're going to use steady aim again. Give me advantage. Hashtag rogue things. I don't plan on moving anyway.
Okay.
And let's use our blood blade, huh?
Yeah, baby.
In the saw form. Come on. How about
Yes!
God.
How
Yes!
about crit?
20, nat 20, 29 to hit.
That's a critical.
BRB,
Oh
gotta
my
do
God.
something.
Rogue critting is... And
We
I
get
hope
sneak
I have,
attack, baby.
Yeah, I hope I've got this thing set up. Also,
Well,
you're going to
Vince
gain
goes
9
and
temporary hit
changes his
points. of this.
pants. Let's just finish this.
All right, let her
Gain
rip.
how many hit points you said?
You get 9 temporary hit points.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll hit the damage. You guys ready?
At the dance,
Boom.
God, there's going to be...
Yeah, do it. Come on.
Holy
on.
shit.
Oh my God. Holy crap. Okay, so that's 27, 36,
17,
plus 8 is 44
44.
damage.
Yeah, 44
Jesus.
damage.
Ash, that would have been half this thing's hit points at full health, practically. This thing is like 105 hit points.
Oh my god.
It's only got 15 left. As this demon is continuing to just sputter these, incomprehensible syllables. Just like weird guttural stuff at you as it's slashing into your friends. Ash whips out this serrated blade covered in blood and bandages and shit. What does Ash do with it? How does this go? What happens?
Oh my god. I don't know how much room I have to play with this thing, but I know
Go
what I
for
want
it.
to do.
Absolutely free reign.
Okay, I want to grab one of its tongues, okay?
Yes.
And I want to kind of Legolas this, all right? We gotta kind of swing up onto its back and come from the top with the blade. and the back of
Yes.
the neck.
Yeah, so this thing, as it's it's got these tentacles and these tongues and this guttural stuff. One of the tongues lashes a little too close. Ash, you run and grab the tongue to swing up onto the head. You slam the sword in between, and this thing has something like 4 eyes, 2 on each side of its head. You slam right in the middle, and the momentum of swinging up onto its back carries you down its back, so you split its skull and then start carving in through its spine, practically laying the whole back of the creature out. And this steaming blood that's brackish, blackish red, smelling like brimstone and rot. But you also the blood itself is kind of burning. As you slide down it, this heat is radiating off of this thing, and then it slowly just dissolves in the infernal rune is absorbing the blood, sluicing it back down into the abyss, and it vanishes.
Well done, team. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Good lord.
Man, that was
And with nothing
insane.
else to attack you, the minute passes, Wanderous maintains his concentration, and that demon does not come back.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Dude,
What
so,
happens to the flame and
fire.
the portcullis?
Absolutely nothing.
Ah,
Damn it. Well, and here we are.
And
Well,
Esmeralda
amazing.
says, hot damn. I was pretty sure I was seeing you guys in action.
I think
we
we
may
need to
have a
be very
chance.
careful. I couldn't understand what that thing was saying, but do you think it was calling for help?
no, I was speaking some kind of weird abyssal language. I'm sure we're fine. Well, let's figure out how to get this thing opened up, because apparently that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Well, on the
do
bright
things.
side, you don't see any other statues that could possibly come to life and attack you. So,
We're good.
Can I investigate the portcullis or anything
Sure.
like that? I don't have magic, but
Yeah.
I can investigate it, I guess.
how close do you want to get to it?
I mean, within 5 feet of it, I guess.
All right.
Because I feel like if I'm going to look at it, I got to look at it.
as
right?
you enter within 10 feet of the portcullis,
I
it
lied. I'm a
begins to
fucking
just
magician.
raise on its own.
Of course.
The green flame still stands before you.
Does it look like something we could jump over? How high is it?
No, the wall of green flame goes all the way up to the top of where the portcullis is. So it's like it fills the whole back of the thing. The only way around would be to climb over, which now that the statues are gone, you either can find a way to get rid of the flame, climb over the thing, and the statues aren't up there to attack you. So it's like, well,
Here, let me Misty
what's the
step.
dangerous?
Let me Misty step through it and see what happens.
Okay.
So
I also was
good.
curious at this distance. Do I feel heat off this?
From 10, or I guess you said you would have got up to 5 feet away. Yeah, I think from this distance you do begin to feel heat.
So I'm gonna move like 20 feet up here.
Okay. Yeah, Cass, you misty step over, poof, reappearing on the other side of the flame, and you are standing on the other side of the flame.
Do I see anything that could like either open the portcullis or get rid of the flame?
Well, the portcullis opened on its own.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't see any mechanism for opening the portcullis, but the flame is still there.
Do I see anything that could potentially like a switch or?
You don't see anything that looks like a switch or any way to douse the flame. It is just like magical flame, just kind of like sitting there.
Well, what's this up here to my right?
That is like a guard tower. It's like a big octagonal building. There's a door right in the front of it. And then further on,
Does it look
you
like
can
it's
see another.
occupied?
There's like a bridge. No, most of this stuff looks pretty like.
Decrepit.
Well, it's not like broken down, but you don't see like people up top looking at you. Like if you look at the handout, there are some other statues up there that look like knights in armor.
Do I get like weird vibes from them at all?
I think the tower is too tall for your divine sense to reach. And I don't think from here, and I think it's also a little farther to see what, you know what I mean? It's like when you're 30 feet away from the one statue and you can see like the wrinkles in its skin and you're like, okay, that seems
that's
funky.
fair.
These things, it's like men in armor, which would be smooth anyway, probably, and they're farther away and your divine sense can't reach. So I don't think that you have any idea about those guys.
While you're doing that, I think Wanderers is going to walk up to just barely beyond the portcullis, right? Because the flame is at the other side of the door. Is that what I understand?
So the flame is this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Maybe you can't.
Like,
right here is the flame. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
so
flame.
if I move here, I'm not in it.
Correct.
And reaching into his mess kit, Wanderers pulls out a spoon and he's going to toss it towards the green flame to see what happens.
Yeah, it goes through the flame and lands on the other side, and Cass would see that it has a little bit of like ash and stuff on it, like it's been blackened, like it,
Does it still look like a spoon? What do you see, Cass? Tell me.
I mean, it just looks burnt.
So it is very much a tangible flame, like it will hurt us.
Then Wanderous reaches back into his rations and pulls out a piece of something, dried meat.
Sure.
And he tosses that through.
Yeah, it definitely.
What do you see now?
Singes the meat. It's like burns
Medium
it.
rare.
Does it singe it, or does it burn it to a hideous crisp?
Yeah, it looks like a solid medium rare steak to me.
Yeah, I mean it burned it. It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like a
can't,
person.
Like, jump
well,
through it.
I mean, you'd take. I guess what I'll explicitly say, having tested this, you will take damage if you go through the flames.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Are we going to take
some amount of damage, and it's not.
It's
It's not. It doesn't seem like insignificant damage. It seems like
Yeah,
it will
I mean,
hurt.
I definitely wouldn't try to like jump through it because.
Like, and I think you would probably get this sense too, right? Like, if you took a little bit of jerky, right, and like tossed it through a campfire, it doesn't come out the other side like blackened. This kind of does. Like it burns it more. It burns it worse than you get the sense would happen, from just like natural fire and like running through it.
I wonder if I can find anything up in that tower that could stop it.
Well, before you go, not to like put a pin in that, PETA, didn't you say that you could also traverse through there?
I can, but it's I can only reverse like this once a day, unfortunately. But it is doable. So and I can take only one other person. So I can't necessarily take all of you, but
I would almost say, like, if you came over, bring Ash. That way, like, because we don't really know what's in there. Like, I definitely have reservations about going in there by myself. I can, like, I will if I need to. But
Well,
Go ahead.
and Wanderous is looking up to see if it looks like there's anything on the rest from what he can see on the top of this thing. It's 30 feet high that he thinks if he throws his rope up there, he might be able to catch it on something. Like he put a loop in his rope and threw it up, like to try and climb over the wall.
Yeah, I think so. So on the two sides of the wall, there are these tall spikes. Again, there's a handout that's the side view of this thing, and you see that the wall actually is built down over the side of the cliff a little bit, but there are these, like, you know, tall spikes, but they don't look like serrated like a sword blade. Like, it's round and comes to a point. So if you looped a rope over it and pulled it tight, it wouldn't, like, cut the rope, right?
Well, and Wanderous is a big guy, so he's going to get out his rope, his hempen rope, and he's going to try to throw it, make a loop in the end, and he's going to try to throw it up over something.
Okay.
Yeah,
While they're
it's-
trying to
especially if
do,
it's
after
gonna-
he threw the piece of jerky and figures he can't run through and just take a little bit of damage, he's going to try to climb over it.
Okay.
It'd also save a spell slot. So I mean, if we can do this, that would be
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so go ahead and make we'll call it an athletics check to throw the rope properly. Wanderous.
Wanderous rolled
18.
an 18.
Yeah, absolutely. So first try, the lasso goes up, tightens around one of these spikes over here on this side of the wall, and seems like it would be perfectly serviceable to climb over.
Okay, Wanderous is going to holler down, or Wanderous is going to climb over.
Yeah, I
Gonna
think I'll let
attempt
the 18 carry over for the actual
Okay,
climb.
but what he's doing is he's climbing to the top of the wall.
Okay.
And then he's saying, you all need to get up here. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if he
it's
thinks
easy
that
enough.
Esmeralda can't for any reason, he would go back down to get her and let her ride up on his back.
Okay. Yeah, all right, who's going up next? It's not that hard of a check. It's probably like a DC 7 athletics check to climb the rope with Wanderous helping up top. So who wants to go next? Nothing attacks you. You don't notice any change in the fire, but you also don't see like anything appear to happen because you're climbing over the wall.
Okay, after you two, I'll come up last.
okay.
Wanderous helping up top, and I'll, watch the bottom here.
Okay. I'll go ahead and probably go up next.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make your athletics check.
Da-da-da-da-da. There it is. Oh boy. Don't fail me now, athletics.
Hey,
16.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, you climb right up, and Wanderous sort of pulls you over onto the side.
Esmeralda, you're next.
All right, let's see how Esmeralda does. She has a... I'm going to use her... No, I've said athletics for everybody. She's got to use strength. She's not proficient. Here goes.
hey,
18.
18. All
Oh,
right.
wow.
So with a surprising degree of upper body strength, just comes right up the rope. Boom, boom, boom. And she ends up on the side, and then she kind of goes over looking down the other side and like waves at Cass, making some
And
room
then
for Ash to get
Wanderous
up there.
pulls the rope up, leaves it connected where it is, and moves it over to the other side. and
So
drops
Ash
it
is
on
going through the
side.
flames, baby. Good luck, girl.
What else? Don't even hide.
Wanderous ass.
Oh God.
Oh.
Realizing his mistake.
Come on now. I thought we were tight. What
Oh,
happened?
man.
We are. You're my favorite weirdo too, persons in one, and he drops the rope back down for Ash.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, Ash.
God.
Athletics check.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
no, double nat
Double
ones.
nat
After
ones.
that nat 20, ending the fight so epically,
Yeah.
Ash, you pulled something in your lower back as you were like sliding down, ripping, like as you were cutting a hole into the back of that monster, you pulled something important and you're just not able to get the leverage in your arms to go hand over hand up this wall. Brutal.
Wanderous feels really bad because he made this little mistake. So he's going to attempt to go back down and get Ash, the girl, and bring her back up.
Okay. Yeah, climbing down I don't think is any kind of a check. But give me an athletics check. I'm going to set the DC higher. It was like a 7, but we'll call it a 12 with carrying another person.
Oh, crud. I got an 11.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to burn chat inspiration on this
Oh,
because
no.
I can't let my bud Ash be left down at the bottom.
Wondrous, I want you to know it's usually not like this. Usually I don't have a problem.
Wait, now do I get far enough up the rope that Ash could climb past me and keep
I
going?
don't think so. I think it's all or nothing with this. So we're gonna.
Okay, Ash, get ready. If I screw up again, you got to go without me. This is
I
athletics.
couldn't even climb by myself.
Yes.
16.
16.
Hey,
All right,
we're
that'll
good.
beat it. So it's a
Oh my
struggle.
God.
It is, but you finally, after I think with the 11, you get like halfway up. So 15 out of the 30 feet that you need to get. So just far enough that Ash can't make it over the top by herself. And you slide back down and like you burn your hands a little bit. Ash definitely got rope burn on the first try. And then Wanderous sort of steals himself, cracks his neck, and starts climbing up again. And this time, laboriously, like Fezzik from the Princess Bride, manages to just like slump over the top, letting Ash down, and you are all on top of the thing.
While pulling the rope up, Wanderous looks over at Ash and says, "The next time Mrs. McDonovich offers you seconds on Kretz grits, say no."
McDonovich, it was Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
Thank you very much.
Kretsk
Kretsk, yeah.
grits.
Listen, we might be able to take out a fiery, demon from the abyss, but 30-foot wall, it's really just not in it. We can't.
Yeah,
It is our
you're definitely
natural
having
limit.
much more trouble with this 30-foot wall than y'all did with that demon from the abyss. Which I do want to just say, I swapped out the stat block. That was the Ruinant from the MCDM monster book that just came out. And because there was only one of them, I didn't get to do a bunch of their cool stuff. Because they died too fast. 2 would have been like an okay encounter for you guys, but 1 was a total cakewalk. But that's okay. It was all thanks to Wanderous absolutely rocking it with that first spell. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay.
All right. Redemption arc. Let's get down this thing.
Yeah, no checks necessary. You guys can climb down the other side. It's much easier to get down
Should
than it is
we
up.
leave the rope for our return trip?
Sure. Yeah.
I have some extra if something happens. So
Okay. All right. So,
All right.
Wanderous,
No harm, no foul.
Wanderous, remove rope from your inventory because you
Okay.
are leaving your rope here.
Yeah, I'm positive that I have some. So
Okay.
Well, but we got to get back out.
yeah.
So there is this guard tower. You don't see or hear any like movement or anything going on with it. You can either investigate the place and see what's up in there, or you can just keep heading on your merry way. There is like another, 100 feet or so to a bridge over here that you can see. That is a like crumbling bridge leading across a river, and the river is several hundred feet down over there.
And we don't see any amber doors on this building.
No.
Should we take a peek in and see if it looks abandoned?
I mean, I don't see why not at this point.
All right. Wanderous moves over to the door and he is looking at it to see if there's a lock on it
Okay.
or if it look, you know.
It doesn't have a lock, but as you try the door, it does not move. It appears to be barred from the inside. You might be able to force it open. Maybe.
It seems to be barred from the inside.
Yes.
I think we should leave well enough alone. If there was something in there, it probably would come after us, but whoever is in the back of our group should maybe watch.
I can keep watch.
Yeah, I think that seems like a good idea.
Okay.
Wanderous is going to head on for,
right.
For the other thing then, unless somebody
What's
gets
the marching
in front
order?
of him.
Yeah, what's the marching order for that?
I can take second.
Okay.
I'll be in the back again, I think. Just kind of how we were previous.
Same marching order as we had, right? Oh, you already
Okay.
moved me. Sorry.
Well, no, Ash is further towards the back.
Oh,
That's
hey,
okay.
while we're walking,
Okay.
Pixel, can I go ahead and use some lay on hands on myself?
Yeah, absolutely. Where did Ash go?
I'm third.
Did I delete Ash? Did you see
I'm
yourself?
right here. Yeah, I'm right here.
We see him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you came back when you
Her.
moved. You weren't on my screen for a second. It was real weird.
I'm gonna bring myself back up to full health. Esmeralda, do you need healing at all? Or are you good?
She says, my people like to count things on a scale of 1 to 82, and I rate myself at about a 64.
You're a 10 in my book. Wanderous
Okay,
wouldn't say that.
I'll tell you what. I will go ahead and use Cure Wounds on you.
Okay. Yeah, let her rip.
Yes, and as a level 1, so that'll be 5.
Okay. That does help.
Are we out
okay.
of initiative now?
You are out of initiative, yes. I'm going to clear the turn list. Okay. So you make your way over here. Oop, okay, what am I doing? I'm just, dropping people in weird places. Okay. There's basically nothing of interest as you approach. It's just a long, narrow pathway. As you approach the next area, you see that this snowy pass, this lighting is not really helping us here to show you guys what's happening, so I'm going to just get rid of it. And as you approach, you'd kind of be able to see in the edges of this stuff anyway. So the snowy pass comes to a gorge spanned by a stone bridge. At each end of the bridge is a 30-foot tall, 30-foot wide stone arch. Atop each one are 2 statues of armored knights on horseback with lances charging towards one another. The wind bites and howls like wolves as it passes through the gorge.
How realistic do they look?
Make a perception check, or Cass, if you want to make a stone cutting check, that's fine too.
Yep. So let's
Wanderous
see, that
rolled
would
a
be
12.
Okay.
I just
Okay,
gave
so-
myself 6 chat inspirations. That was pretty good.
So that's stone cutting check is a 12 plus double my proficiency bonus, so that'd be an 18.
Okay. These do not look as detailed as the other ones. They look much more like hand-carved statuary. It's very smooth, very well done marble, but you would kind of know if these were real knights, there would be little imperfections in the metal and stuff like that, or the fiber of the cloth. If it was as good as those other things were, the fiber of the cloth would be more visible instead of it just being very realistically draped in terms of it being carved out of marble, very much like a Michelangelo type of thing, but not having that level of detail where you'd see individual fibers in the, in the banner on the lance or whatever, right? So
That makes sense.
also, it's not to derail, but you guys, watching on YouTube didn't see this in chat, but we were talking about how the approach to that last thing looked a lot like the approach to Stormville Castle in Elden Ring, where Margit the Fell Omen attacks you. But also, it reminded me that, and Oz said this place is Barovia is basically the lands between, which kind of makes sense.
It really is.
It really is. But the other thing too was that. The green fire was almost like one of those boss fog walls.
Oh my god. Yeah, it really is.
Other than that,
Like,
you can see through it.
Barovia is literally the lands between. Everything's trying to kill you. You can trust nothing.
And everything is stagnant and dead. And
Yeah.
and all the history that was important happened several hundred years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. But Stone Cutting tells you, Cass, that these don't appear to be the same kind of transmutated knights. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have okay, that is what those knights look like. You can see them over there to the right. That's not where they physically are. That's just...
Right. Okay, yeah, I won't
Come
make
up.
that same mistake.
Yeah.
Well, Wanderous is looking across that bridge and he says, that bridge doesn't look very stable. Do you see how it's falling apart?
Can I use stone cutting to see if the bridge will hold us as we walk across?
Sure. I'll let that same check
Okay.
ride as you're examining this bridge. The walls that enclose the stone bridge have fallen away in some places, but the bridge itself appears largely intact. Again, it's like the lands between, like you're on one of those bridges that like has fallen away in places, but as long as you don't walk straight off the edge, you should be fine.
Hey, don't worry, she'll hold.
I'm a little concerned. I'm
We
a
could-
big guy.
I'm a dwarf. I know stone. If there's one thing I know, it's stone. Those knights aren't real. We're good. The bridge is fine.
Esmeralda
All
walks
right.
up and says, this bridge looks sturdy enough that we could ride a horse and fight a pumpkin-headed knight on top of it.
You're damn right.
We don't have any horses, Esmeralda.
But we're saying it'll hold the weight, though. We're good. And Cass will just start walking across.
As
Okay.
you walk into the guardhouse,
Oh, good.
you see, appearing as if out of nowhere, on the bridge, is a dark cloaked figure on a horse.
Oh, I swear to God.
Damn it.
Does it
Can I
look
use
familiar to anyone?
Can I use divine sense?
What's your range on Divide Sense?
60 feet. No.
Yeah, it would be okay. Damn, I don't have
What does
a,
it tell me?
token for
Does it
this.
tell me does it tell me it's undead?
You don't get a rating off it. Or like it tells you like you don't get Celestial, Fey, Fiend, or Undead or whatever.
Okay, so it's not so it's none of those things then.
Correct, yeah.
Well, it's not Strahd. It's not undead.
How can you ping where it actually is on the bridge?
Yeah, I was looking for, I guess I'll just take a horse like token and just like drop it on the bridge. That's too big.
Wanderous is going to move up beside Cass.
It's I feel like it would be like back towards the other side. No, it's like right in the middle, basically, of the bridge. Kind of just like standing there, ominously, black cloak flapping in the wind, hood down where you can't see the face. Classic.
Okay, Wanderous moves up beside Cass. Does anything else happen?
No.
And he
I think
looks out towards this creature and he says, "Greetings."
The wind whips, the cloak whips in the wind. The creature doesn't move.
I think Cass would. So, not celestial, fiend or undead, there's a chance that this could be friendly. I think Cass is gonna start walking towards it, you know, kind of hands up in the air as a gesture of peace.
Okay. Yeah, walk forward.
Probably gonna move up about, well, yeah, about like halfway between us and it, so probably about here, because I think that's about all my movement will get me. Yeah. Hello. We mean you no harm. We just
Yeah.
wish to pass.
The wind whistles, the creature just stares at you. But Cass, you begin to feel that sort of pull towards this creature that you have felt, I think, several times in Barovia. As your shadow sort of like lurches across the ground, slowly slithering unnaturally like a snake, not with the light. It's just like oozing and inking its way across the bridge, stretching unnaturally. It's like, it looks like when the shadow stretches in like the evening, like a normal, thing.
Yeah.
And when it reaches the creature, it stands up, and it's like now looks very strange because shadows are things that lie on surfaces, right? But this now rises to like, it's like its legs trace all the way back and connect to your feet, but like somewhere along the shin, it bends perpendicular. And what it actually does is like everything behind it becomes colored a little bit by shadow, right? So it doesn't perfectly obscure it, but it's like as you're looking past the bridge, suddenly everywhere this shadow is like darkened as if, a hand was between it and a light source, but it's in the shape of Menoth the Dark Star, who reaches out a hand and like strokes the horse's mane for a second, and then the Dark Rider vanishes in a cloud of ash, and your shadow folds back into the ground and slithers back over to you.
I think Cass will just kind of like collapse on her knees, like one hand on the ground, clutching her holy symbol, shaken to the core.
What do we see?
That.
Do we see the shadow, the whole thing?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are like, I don't know if anyone else is familiar with the shape that it takes, and it's hard to see, right? Because it doesn't have a physical form. It's only the discoloration of the stuff behind it, but it basically looks like, a medium-sized humanoid woman wearing like robes and carrying something that looks like a lantern that sheds no light. But like in,
I don't know that I've ever
silhouette.
described Menoth.
Yeah, in silhouette, perfectly, right? So some of you guys have probably seen me show it on stream or something, but
I thought there was a handout.
there is.
There's a handout for Menoth, but I don't think I've ever described Menoth to the group.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think seeing that Wanderess, who's kind of in the front, is going to run towards Cass, right up to her and says, Cass, what was that? What is that? Are you all right?
Cass just still gripping her holy symbol, kind of just gasping for air. We have to tread carefully.
And so we will. Are you all right? Who was that? What was that?
That's the shadow that's been plaguing me my entire life. That was Menoth the Dark Star.
But Cass, it was your shadow.
She's been living in my shadow my entire life. I don't know why. I don't know what she wants. She's just always been there. lurking, trying to pull me to the dark, trying to pull me to evil. And it's taken everything I can to fight it.
And as you say that, you feel that pull. And I think having lived with this creature long enough, you get the sense that it likes the direction that you're currently going in and doesn't particularly want anything to stand in the way. I think you also get the sense when the creature dissolved that it was like... It looked like when you misty step or when an illusion fades, it was like this... it wasn't like it ate a creature in front of you. It was like whatever apparition was the form of this horse, you know, that it was being sort of removed by your shadow.
We have to stay this way, but I have to tread carefully. Something's not right.
We'll help you, Cass, as much as we can. Let's get across this bridge, everyone.
One step at a time.
Real quick, can I take a look back towards the old guard tower that we passed by?
Yes.
Has like the door opened, or has there been any type of disturbance or anything that I can see? At least from here?
There has not.
Okay. Wanted to double check.
Yeah, all
Good
good.
thinking. I think Wandress is going to try to help Cass get up, and if Cass is struggling to get across the bridge, Wandress is going to help her.
I think once Cass gets back to her feet and kind of regains her composure, she's fine. She's just still kind of shaken.
Let's go. And I think Wandress is going to start to move with Cass across the bridge. Carefully, very carefully, going straight up the middle of the bridge.
Okay. You begin to move carefully up the bridge, and you cross the bridge on the other side, coming to the other arch. On this side of the arch, get rid of that. One of the statues has crumbled, leaving only the hindquarters of the horse intact, and the mountain pass carries on afterwards. Nothing stops you as you move. You slowly make your way, disturbed by what you've seen, back out, and you have crossed the bridge at the Tselenka Pass. So you guys are like down here, and you've made your way across. I'm gonna say that probably took like half an hour to an hour. So we're in the like 12:30, 1 o'clock range of the day here. It's up to you guys. There's opportunities to take a short rest if you want. There's opportunities to, like, you will have to at the very least like eat some trail rations on the road. You don't have to stop to eat them, but you'll have to munch on it, you know, to keep your strength up as you climb. And as you begin to climb up this part of the mountain, as you're getting higher and higher, the cold is becoming more and more bitter. And I don't think any of you have like warm winter clothes, right?
I just have traveling clothes.
I don't.
Yeah, I think it would be like a separate thing of gear.
Yeah.
I don't think you're quite yet in a position where you're going to start having negative effects from the cold. But eventually that is likely to happen to all of you.
If needed, I also have Lehman's tiny hut where we can kind of recoup. And the environment within Lehman's tiny hut is dry and comfortable. So
okay.
We lost some torches. That might give a little bit of, even if it doesn't actually help us, I think that would be like nice to have a little bit of warmth in front of us.
And do we need to have taken a short break to eat so that anyone can buff their health a little bit more?
That is up to you guys. I think the only person currently missing hit points is Esmeralda, and she's willing to push on if that's what the group wants.
Yeah, I'm back to full health.
So
okay.
How are we looking on spell slots, y'all?
I mean, I'm sitting at
I'm
one.
fine.
Like I've got 2 level 2s and 3 level 1s left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
I
good.
have
I'm
these-
sitting good on
Go ahead.
spells.
Sorry to like jump in here. Can you guys give me like a second? I'm gonna go off cam just for a minute.
Sure. Um,
If we can still hear him, I don't have my 4th level spell. Obviously, that was
Right.
banishment, and I've used it. I have all my 2nd level, which I have 3 second, 3 first, and 2 third.
okay. Also,
But
who
then I've
currently has
also got,
inspiration? Just so I
like
know.
those things I have with with channel divinity.
I currently have chat inspiration.
I do not, but I have I do have DM inspiration. So
I have no inspiration.
Okay, Cass. No inspiration. I don't think
okay,
Vincent.
I can't.
No,
help
Unless
it,
Vincent
somebody
did
gave
use.
unfortunately.
Vincent did use him, but did somebody give it back?
I think
Um,
Skittle.
Yeah, Skittle gave it back.
yeah.
Nobody
Okay.
gave it back to me.
And then as far as spell slots goes, Esmeralda has used one of her 3rd level. She still has her 4th level. And all of her 1st and 2nd levels. So all she really did was cast that lightning bolt. So
Okay, sorry guys.
I talked
good.
4th level spells with Pixel just today. That was, and I just on a whim decided to cast that one.
I mean, that's a good spell.
yeah, I knew when you were debating. I was like, well, I can't really put my finger on this scale, so I didn't. But you definitely made the right
didn't.
choice.
You really didn't. You told me a couple of 3, and yeah, he didn't. And I just
The
said,
other
well, I'm
thing I
just
can
gonna
tell
do
you
that.
now that you guys have passed it is that you could have dispel magic to the thing, but you didn't have it prepared, and I didn't tell you to prepare it. So I was like, well, they just won't have it. Anyway,
Who I could have done
Yeah.
dispel magic.
I believe you have
Do
that
I
as a
have
3rd level
that?
spell. You just don't have it prepared. I looked at your sheet.
Yeah, no, I have. There have been times.
And Esmeralda doesn't have it.
I don't have it.
I ain't got a shred of magic. I've just been hanging out with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Now wait a
Honestly.
3rd level spell.
Yeah, this spell.
You want me to do some
Yeah,
stabby
there it is.
stabs? I got that.
Okay.
But other than that,
All right.
I'm basically
As you guys have moved on, you've lit some torches for the little bit of warmth they can provide. I need another roll.
Okay,
I
who
I
is
think
it?
it's back to me.
Sure.
I'll take
Yeah.
this one. 14.
All right. You are carrying on up into the bitter, bitter cold. You make your way to a fork in the road, which you know you need to go north, further up into the mountain, to the south. It looks like it just winds down into the fog. Excuse me. I need one more roll.
Okay, I'll do it. 7.
7. All right. And let me count. Oh, God. You were at 2.5 hours when you started. It took, let's say, half an hour. You're at 3 hours. So you've been on the road for about 4 hours now. As you approach higher and higher up in the mountains, Cass, the feeling gets stronger. And you begin to recognize some of the scenery
From my dreams.
from your first night here in Barovia. The mountaintop, the amber doors, which you have yet to quite see, but you recognize the long pass.
I
We're
kinda
going up to High
figured-
Hrothgar here, basically, and you recognize
Yeah.
the terrain.
Yeah, I kind of like honestly, I kind of figured this would be kind of where this came into play, but Cass is going to keep all of that to herself right now. I'm just going to see how this plays out.
Okay. Well, you begin to approach this place. Now, at this point, it's so cold up here. Everyone is, even with the torches, is basically shivering. You will all, as you explore this place, have the adverse effect of weather. Where's the... Yeah. Of... What's... of extreme cold. So, for every hour that you are exploring this place, you will have to make DC 10 con saves or suffer levels of exhaustion because it's so cold.
Okay.
But you're not quite there yet. I'm not going to impose that till you actually get into exploring the place.
Okay.
And then as
if we stop and rest in like Liam's hut and warm up, does that affect that?
Yeah, that would like reset it. And if you rest, you lose the exhaustions, but like long rests take away exhaustion. So
we need to pay attention to how much we do before we rest. Like we tend to just keep powering forward. This might not be the best decision.
Yeah. And I can use ritual casting on Lehman's as well as part of my features. So it doesn't cost me a spell slot as long as I do the ritual casting.
Okay, but as we approach...
God, this really does look familiar.
As we approach, you recognize you're having that deja vu, but like not just the instant of deja vu like a person normally has. You remember so clearly that vivid dream of walking up this path, slowly approaching.
Like this is where I imagined it to be, almost.
Let me see. I do want to add some light because you guys, parts of this are outside. So give me 1 second to add the like outside light stuff. Because like you would know from your vision, right, that inside is like not lit. Okay, hang on. Let me just... Okay, hopefully that's kind of giving you guys what you need to be able to see. Okay. So, you can see it is heavily snowing out here, and the road fades away under a covering of snow, but takes you far enough to see the facade of some kind of temple carved into the sheer mountainside ahead. The front of the structure is 50 feet tall and has 6 alcoves in the front, containing 20-foot-tall statues. Each statue is carved from a single block of amber and depicts a faceless, hooded figure. Its hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot-tall archway with a staircase leading down.
So we see all these amber-like statues.
Yes, you see all these amber statues.
I should probably say, I think this has to be the right area. We at least got the coloration right.
This is... I think that's all Cass is going to say.
Shall we move forward?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I think Cass, just feeling nervous, is going to grip her mace on the hilt a little bit.
Okay. Marching order.
Wanderous begins to move forward.
Cass in second.
Okay.
Cool with the same if everybody else is.
All right. So Wanderous, Cass, Ash, Esmeralda, Pita. Was that right?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. And are you guys just like walking right up to the front of this thing? Are you exploring around the sides at all? Like, there's an obvious door right here. So tell me what you know.
Well, are we looking at snow all around us?
Yeah, right. So there's like, okay.
And it's icy cold.
I need to put some stuff here on I've missed some spots. Okay.
I think Wanderous wants to get inside.
This is the mountaintops of the giants shit.
Yeah, I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, in character, it makes the most sense to try to find the indoors as quick as possible.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you are exposed on the mountaintop, and the wind is whipping across, and the snow is banking up
Yeah.
in drifts, and there's like a thin little road leading into this one obvious spot. But I just wanted to double check what people were
That's
doing.
valid.
Unless
Okay.
somebody stops him, Wanderous is just going to move forward and attempt to get, to something as
Okay.
soon as possible. And with everything you're describing, I don't think he's looking to the either side or anything. He's just moving.
Okay. Okay, I think Esmeralda is going to cast light on one of her weapons, probably on her sword.
Yeah.
So Esmeralda is going to cast light. Some
Okay.
people said they have torches. Who has torches? So I can put those up.
Well, I also have light, and it's a cantrip.
Right. I mean, some people are
So-
saying torches for heat too. So, like, who wants to
Yeah,
use
and
light?
I
Who
have
wants to use torches?
torches.
You can see after a few feet down into this thing, it gets dark, right? So,
If somebody gave Ash a torch, I would have been carrying it. I don't have them.
I don't
Oh.
have torches either.
I have a lantern.
right, you have a lantern. Well, you could use a lantern too. So, like, whatever light source you want to use, you guys just
I'll
know it's
get-
dark
well-
in here. Whoever needs, and then there's also the heat component, right? It may help.
It
a
was
little
to
bit with
answer the question of who has a torch. If somebody gave me a torch, I was carrying
Gotcha.
it, but at this point, I didn't have
Well,
one.
Wanderous had 8 torches, so I figure, like, with what we've been through, that's going to take it down to 7. And he's certainly, if you feel like the torch would do more warmth than the lantern, I'll certainly give you a torch.
Yeah.
What's the DM call on that?
Well, so it's a bit of a. It'll definitely the torch will do more warmth regardless. You have to hold it in one of your hands, right? So if you are, it factors into that. So it's like you normally have like your quarterstaff or thither and your spellcasting focus, and we don't worry too much about what you're holding and how. But as we go around, if people are torch bearers, that does sort of start to matter. If you cast light on something, it doesn't give you any heat, but you could cast it on an object that you're holding,
and how long does
whatever.
the torch last?
I believe each torch burns for an hour.
What I feel like that
Yes,
Wanderous
each torch
would have
burns for
done
1
would have,
hour.
would have been putting off the torch until it just was unbearable. And then I feel like he had a torch himself, and he gave Ash a torch and got an hour's worth of warmth. But as we're heading for the building, he's not going to light another one. He's
Okay.
going to put light on his quarterstaff.
Gonna put light on the staff. Okay,
So I just took 2 torches off of my list, and
understood.
we got an hour's worth of warmth out of the torch,
Okay,
so that Ash wouldn't have gone into being exhausted any sooner than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the torches was just more like a flavor thing anyway. So
sure. Yeah, no, I got you. And the only reason I bring it up is because it's because of the cold, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you have this choice between magical light, which frees up your hands, or holding torches, which may help you with warmth a little bit. So, whatever choice you guys make going forward.
Well, I
is
think
just,
Wanderous would also assume that when we get inside, since if nothing has attacked us across the thing, then he really needs to be so that he can use both hands.
Yeah. Okay, so Wanderous has light. Esmeralda has light. What is anyone else doing on that front? Is that all the light?
I mean,
Um,
Thorin's just gonna. Oh fuck! Cass, not Thorin, is going to use her dark vision.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out Revenge, the Sun Sword.
Okay.
And
How much
use
light
that.
does it give you?
So it starts at 15 feet, and I can use an action to expand it to 30 feet.
Okay. So if you want to just make it's up to you with what you want to do. You can just make it as big or small as you want between 15 and 30 feet, I think.
Okay. I'll go ahead and just, I think, do 20.
Okay.
I think, because that's about a standard torch
Yeah.
anyway. So
Okay.
I'll just
we'll
do that.
20 feet of light, 20 feet of dim. Okay. All right. Well, there we are. You guys headed in?
Yeah,
Good, yeah.
Wanderous would head in unless
Yeah.
something stops him.
is this where we see the amber doors or not? This is just like
You see amber statues. You don't yet see amber doors.
Okay. I thought so. I just want to double check on that.
Wanderous is going to move in and start down the steps.
Yeah, icy steps descend 10 feet to a time-ravaged hallways with arrow slits in the walls. Beyond the hall, lies a vast sepulchral darkness.
Okay, Wanderous has stopped just before the arrow slits. I think he takes his quarter staff and waves it in front of the slits before he goes past.
Okay. Yeah, you can look into that, and you can see, in the arrow slit, you can see just what appears to be a square room. In one side, you see a skeleton slumped in the corner, wearing a blue wizard's robe, appearing to clutch a wand. One other thing is you do not see any doors. As you look around into the room, you're not sure how a person gets in there. The arrow slits are too narrow for anyone to fit.
Okay, since Wanderous is in front, he would share that information with everybody as he moves past. Are those more arrow slits?
How much of this is coming back to me from my dreams, Pixel?
It's identical. Yeah, so
Yeah, but
you
do I generally know what to do?
Well, you sort of walked into the place, and then it kind of took you down the stairs. There was a big statue, and a bunch of stuff. So, I don't know that you remember. I don't know that you would necessarily trust that that's a good way to go necessarily from the nature of that dream, right? It took you into a place. You remember there's a big area with 2 sets of stairs that go down to another open area, and then there appear to be some kind of rooms down, columns and stuff down there, and then there's doors everywhere, and it's you don't necessarily, I don't think you would know if I'm trying to get to the because on the one hand too, you also didn't see the thing you're looking for necessarily. You saw amber doors in there, but I think lots of the doors are amber, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But I think it would be pretty prominent that at the west end of the balcony, you kind of are looking down at this and can see a balcony and then it drops off, right? At the west end, if you go left from that balcony, there were some amber doors maybe. But I don't think it took you that way in the dream. So I don't think what's the deal with all that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you've looked in the arrow slits. And,
Okay, well, there's also another set of arrow slits at the end of the room, isn't there?
no, that is a railway. So as you look out, you can see a 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with a shattered railing overlooking. You can't see much of it. Some kind of big room, a vast temple thing. As you approach further, it looks like you dimly could see a floor deep below, and you can see these different stairways leading down. You can kind of see an open set of doors over there from where you went. Hang on, let me bring
Wanderous is just waiting on everybody. He doesn't know what to do. He got us in there, and I'm guessing it's still ice cold.
It is. It is still freezing in here. As you get to this big balcony, 20-foot wide balcony of black marble, shattered railing overlooking, now that you're in here a little more and can see further, some kind of vast temple room. And vaulted ceiling is about 30 feet above the balcony. The walls and ceiling are covered in some kind of amber glaze. So there's this almost golden reflection of the light that you're putting out. And then I don't think either of anyone can see this. Maybe Cass can. No, you're too far in. Yeah, no one can see. You see an open set of doors that does not appear to be amber. Oh no, you do. You see a set of amber doors that are open to your east. That's a big double set of doors that are made of the same kind of amber stone that the stuff was up front. And then Cass, as you come up, you see a closed set of doors to the west.
They the same color or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, all the damn doors in here are amber.
Yeah.
Then I guess we have to check them all.
I guess we will. See.
Okay. And at this point as well, are you guys like sneaking around? I mean, you have light, but like, you know, what's the plan?
I probably wouldn't. And I think at this point, knowing like seeing how big this room is, I'm gonna just expand my Sunblade up to the 30, I think.
Okay.
At this point, just because that's.
Well, as we've all stopped, Wondrous is listening. Does he hear anything? That isn't just the wind whistling around.
A perception check.
Okay. We gotta get back to the front page of my character sheet. It didn't show up. What did I do wrong? 23.
23. Okay. On a 23, you hear some voices. Gruff humanoid voices. Hard to hear, distant, coming from the west set of doors a little bit.
I hear voices.
Maybe we should check that out first. If you guys want, I can sneak up to the door and see if I can hear something. I'll stay inside.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And we're talking very quietly, I would assume. Yes, we have light, but there's so much darkness.
Can I try to sneak up to the door to listen?
Yeah. Make a stealth check.
That would be a 25.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You can get right up there.
Yeah, like I said, I just want to listen to the door, see if I can make out what they're saying or anything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make you roll on this. You can't make out what they're saying, but you do hear several different kind of gruff and low humanoid voices.
Okay, this might be too much, but I gotta ask, is there any way with the same check I could like crack the door open and try to like peek in and see?
I feel like that's another check.
Okay, yeah, that's totally cool. I don't mind doing that. I was curious. Another stealth check?
Yeah.
I have a plus.
Because like
10.
now you're changing things in their own environment.
It's 18.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second here. Gotta get all my ducks in a row.
Oh, excuse me. Getting late for bonus, Mom.
A little bit. We're coming on coming up to the end here.
Gotten into such a big portion of the meat and potatoes of this adventure. Oh my god.
I know.
Okay. You crack the door open. And I think a little bit just like feel your hang on, I actually want to do this like this. I'm just gonna like change how the dynamic lighting goes as you crack this open so you can only see the little bit you can see. But you crack the door open, Ash, and you see several people and a big ass wolf. You look into this room and like, you know, look around, and you can like move yourself up and down to kind of see what's in there. What's the thing I'm looking for?
Eee.
Yeah. You see torches in sconces lighting a bare room. 6 bedrolls made of stitched animal furs covering the floor. Cold air entering through a fissure you can see kind of in the south wall. And then you see, if you look around, like 5 men, a big wolf, and then someone who appears to be the leader in one corner you maybe could barely make out the edge of.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can at least hear talking.
Yeah, I can barely see the guy furthest on the right up there. Okay.
And these guys remind you of those warriors you fought with the druids at Yester Hill. And then the other guy appears to be sort of their leader. And then there's a dire wolf that you guys have also fought before. So you have a sense of like what these guys are capable of. You know you've killed dire wolves and the regular warriors. You don't know that other guy looks tougher, just in your estimation. You don't know if you fought anybody like him before.
Well,
but I mean, he can't be as hard as Strahd, right?
If I can, I'd like to, pull it back shut and get back to my compatriots here.
I will let both of those things be one stealth check.
Okay.
And I'll just let their perception checks ride.
24 for stealth.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can do that. I'm just going to replace this.
There you go, Bubba.
Okay, we're just going to scoot right back over here. Okay, so there are 5 individuals in that room, a dire wolf, and then what seems to be their leader.
Let's get out of the center of this hall.
Yeah, so I mean, I think if we're going to search the rest of the place, I didn't see any treasure in there, so I think it's safe to assume that's not the room we want. If we want to avoid their attention and not take them on, then we're going to have to sneak, I think, through the rest of the area here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or we could get the drop on them and take them out. That's also assuming that they're, bad guys. I guess maybe I should just be like, okay, they're probably terrible people, but
Yeah, I mean,
they probably are.
Let's see.
I mean, nothing about the place you are seems like a place normal people hang out, and they do all appear to be warriors. Yeah. So there's like something going on.
Nah, for sure. And also, I'd like to point out that I just assume everybody we meet's terrible in this area. So, but
that's fair.
Except for
Unless
Mr. Bogdanovich.
They love their wives.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? Should we go on about our way searching, or should we get the drop on these guys?
Wanderers just doesn't think
I think we
ought
should
to
try to be
there.
quiet as long as possible,
Yeah.
Oh, I also neglected to mention, there's another smaller door right there. I don't think it's amber. It's just like a little...
I accidentally glitched myself into whatever that room was when I was like looking up and down. I was like, oh, Jesus, what's that?
Yeah.
My bad.
There's like, it's fine. There's just a door there. It happens. I don't think I have it turned on to block you guys' movement via dynamic lighting, but I guess I could turn that on.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes it a little harder to navigate certain things.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to move to this set of doors to the right?
I mean, I'm good with that at this point. So.
I do what?
Somebody in chat said VP using wall hacks.
Yeah, I did accidentally wall hack. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Next thing you know, VP's going to be jumping off the mountain on a horse ram swinging his sword. Sorry for so many Elden Ring references, guys. If you haven't played that game, this is going to be gibberish to you.
Game.
It is a good game. Okay, so you guys are headed to the other one. Is Ash going to check it out, or is everyone moving?
I think we should all just kind of move.
I mean, if we're going to be sneaky, listen, I don't want to take the charge here and do all the stuff, but if we're going to be sneaky and not take those guys out first, if we get into an altercation with something in the next room over, they're going to hear it and they're all going to run out. You catch my drift?
Yeah, I mean...
I kind of think if they got a dire wolf, I think we should deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like. We should just absolutely go murder
Why don't
Spagurter,
we gang
but
up around the door and on the steps and then make a noise and pull them out?
What? I have a spell hypnotic pattern. And if they fail the wisdom saving throw, they become charmed and incapacitated for the duration as long as they keep concentration. So if they fail it, we can deal with less. And we might potentially be able to just focus the dire wolf at that point then.
yeah, the direwolf and whoever the head honcho is in there, that's who I'm worried about.
Yeah, we could probably deal with those two. It's not a guarantee because, of course, they have to make the saving throw, but it's better than nothing.
Okay, so we're gonna gather up around the door and
Okay.
hope for the best.
I feel like that's good with me, at least. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well,
Wanders's plan is to get right. This is what he'd do. He'd get like right over here, ready to, if the doors are the same, they're going to open in if they try to come out. Wanders is going to hold his quarterstaff about 6 inches off the floor and hope to trip somebody too.
okay. So as everybody approaches the door, I will need stealth checks.
Okay. Well, he's headed for the door.
And this is
Okay.
where the decision gets made for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That was a 14 that time.
18.
Wanderers has a dirty 20.
Oh,
Somehow I got a 16 with a negative.
Okay,
two.
what happens with Esmeralda?
Let's find out. She's pretty dexterous, I think.
I rolled a 4 on that. Good lord. Oh.
She gets a +7 to stealth. And rolled a 21.
Okay.
How's the roll gonna roll the lowest on stealth right now? What in the hell?
Okay.
Yeah, I literally have a -2 to stealth.
Bad.
All right. Yeah, I think that does it. You guys approach the door and feel free. So, Wanderous, you called dibs on that spot.
Yeah.
No, if you want to hold the stick, yeah, you'll have to be right there. Somebody has to open the door. Somebody, and then I think the plan is Pete is going to try to cast Hypnotic Orb or Hypnotic Pattern. What about anybody else?
I want to make sure I'm next to somebody. That way I get my
Well,
sneak
we don't
attack.
have to open the door. If we make a noise, won't they open it?
That's true. Yeah, if you well, and it's how much surprise. If you open the door, you'll get a surprise round for sure. Mechanically, you'll know, we'll have to drop on these guys, and we'll definitely get to get our spell off before they do anything. Or if you alert them, they'll come open the door for you, and you can ambush them, but they'll know something is there, so it won't be a surprise. So it'll just come down to initiative.
Well, Wanderers will defer to that wisdom and be perfectly delighted to rush them. Too.
Yeah, I'll just grab right behind Wanders then, because as long as I'm within somebody's box, I'm good. Hashtag rogue things.
Okay. I think Esmeralda is going to say, if I'm, in front of the door and they bunch up, I might be able to use another lightning bolt. I only have, I think, one left after that, but I can scarce think of a more advantageous possible. I mean, they're very likely to bunch up in a line, and I can hit several of them at once.
Love it.
So that's her plan.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back up.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so who's opening the door? I think Wanderous is the only one close enough to open either of the doors.
I think, yeah. I mean, I can walk up and open it as well and cast it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
And
I
since
can
you'd
do
have
that.
a surprise round, you still would have your movement. You could cast it and then move back if you wanted. So you didn't
Okay,
have to
yeah,
be,
sure. Let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. You open the door, And all of these individuals sort of surprised turn and look at you, PETA. You cast Hypnotic Pattern that is a 30-foot cube. So let's see. I will draw
I don't think I can hit
cube.
everybody,
10, 15,
but
20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Boom, boom. Okay, so you can hit almost everybody. That's probably the best spot you can get there. Is going to get 4 of them and the wolf, or you can either include the leader or more of the other guys.
okay. Sorry, I don't see it, but
okay. Oh, I put it on the wrong thing. Hang on. Bloop bloop. Layer. Token layer. There it is. That is the size of it. So
okay, gotcha.
you can either get these 4 berserkers, these 4 dudes, and the direwolf, or you can get it closer and get the leader and the direwolf. So it's like,
I think,
or you can put it back here and get everyone in the back of the room. It's up to you.
Yeah. I feel like the direwolf is probably the most important thing to get, at least within it. Probably the leader as well, so that way they're less organized. So yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay, great. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and roll those saves now and put markers on those dudes for whether or not they mark or fail. And then that's probably where we're going to call it for the evening. We'll roll initiative and start the rest of the combat next time with them all being surprised. But that way, we'll remember what the hell's going on. I will go ahead and do these saves. So, I don't know where to put this that you guys are going to be able to see it very well. Okay. We'll do the leader first. What's your DC?
DC 15.
Okay, leader, nat 20, makes the save.
Okay.
We've got 3 of the dudes. All fail.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them. What does this hypnotic pattern look like?
I think it's it's like when the CIA did all of like those tests with LSD.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit like that, but like it's going to be a little bit like wavy as well.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to put purple on everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's a simple enough thing. And then we'll put purple on you because you're maintaining concentration. And then the dire wolf has to also make the save because it is a creature. And what's your DC again?
15.
Okay. The direwolf makes the save. So 3 of the berserkers got hit. The direwolf and the leader did not.
Gotcha.
So, and my friends, that is where we are going to call it for the evening. Next on the next exciting episode of Curse of Strahd, we will find out how our heroes fare against these guys. They will have a whole surprise round. In addition, I'm going to give you that action outside of the surprise round as like you burst open the door and hit them, and then we'll call that the start of the surprise round. So you'll get another turn before any of them get to act, probably. So
sounds good.
Great. Well, as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. We are going to do our usual sign off. Is there anybody who is live that you guys think we should go raid? Please let me know.
Igor and Reen Stream.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys want to talk about it in chat, and we'll decide who to go. In the meantime, we'll do our usual sign off. Remind everybody who you are, where you can be found on the internet, who you played tonight, and your personal thoughts and feelings about Nikolai Bogdanovich, starting with Vincent Page. No, I'm just kidding. You don't do that last one.
Y'all, I've been Vincent Page, who has also been Ash Fireforge, our Inquisitive Rogue. I had a lot of fun tonight, and can't wait for the next one. If you guys are interested, I do want to do a couple plugs, if that's cool. First
Absolutely.
off, I stream here on Twitch at Vincent Page. We're playing through a classic right now, Jack and Daxter. We're going to play the whole series. Had a lot of fun with it the other night. But the thing that I really want to talk about is what's going on tomorrow. And what's going on tomorrow is me and your boy Pixel up here are going to be doing a music stream in the same room. It's going to be great. Sick guitar, pop punk, 80s harmony leads. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited.
And what time and place is that tomorrow?
That is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Vincent Page Twitch channel.
And that will be August the 5th, 2023 for the millions of viewers who will watch this on YouTube after the fact. If you missed it,
actually be Eastern Daylight Time.
that stream is lost to time and you'll just have to wait for the next one. Omega.
Hey y'all, my name is Omega. I played Pizza Wallhorn tonight, the Valor Bard. You can typically find me on here every other Friday playing this Curse of Strahd game with these lovely people. So I'm also on TikTok as well, Omega MT42. I haven't been on there as much, mostly because of all of the past 2 months has been kind of a wreck for me. But I'm starting to get settled. I just moved, so I'm just kind of like getting into the groove of things. So I'll start posting there more often. But yeah.
Excellent news. Ozzy, I think may be muted.
No, I'm here.
You're there. Okay.
Yep. I'm up.
I just saw your chat from a minute ago.
Crown tonight.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I was really excited to get back into it since I missed the last session.
Excellent. Thank you. Sorry, I was talking. That's my bad. I'm the worst. Bonus Mom.
Well, I am Bonus Mom, and tonight I was Wanderess, the nature domain cleric. And usually I tell you that I'm everywhere in the world, but until the 14th of this month, I will probably be nowhere unless you check into Bonus Mom's Tavern on Spotify or YouTube and check into something else. Or you can go to my TikTok page and watch the 117 TikToks I have already done. But I am going to be out of town and visiting for the next, even I won't be here next Friday, although the rest of the crew for Region of Bedegar will be. And I want to encourage you, my plug, yes, tomorrow I absolutely listen to those two amazing men and the amazing music that's unbearable for me to listen to, that they'll be doing tomorrow night, and I do love and enjoy it. But please find the last episode of Curse of Strahd and find Slavic Wife Guy and listen to that 10 to 15 minutes. It is some of the most amazing and hilarious work that Pixel has ever done. Shout out to Pixel for some of the finest improv that he just pulled out his fanny and did on the fly. You need to find that on YouTube or Twitch if it's still there, and you need to watch that. And you absolutely do, Nick, wherever you are, because you missed it.
Oh, no, I definitely need to rewatch
You've
that
got
one.
to. It's hilarious. And all of you have a great next wonderful week, and I will see you soon. But not that soon.
Excellent. Great. Well, I have been Pixel, your GM this evening. What a fun episode. I really enjoyed that one. We had a lot of fun. I don't know if you all could tell, I did a lot of world building on Nikolai and his family. It's actually really the only prep that I did for this session. Most of it, yeah.
The other night when we were playing Elden Ring, that's what it was. It's like, I gotta go prep Nikolai and his family.
No, that was actually me working on putting the MCDM monsters in here.
Yeah,
Speaking of, let me plug that. Me and my friend Beast, who you will know as not Perdita, Roz Hiskers, blah, blah. Roz Hiskers in Region of Bedegar, as well as he was Bill in Waterdeep Dragon Heist. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've seen those other shows, if you haven't, please go watch those. They're a lot of fun. We did a long form kind of review discussion of the new MCDM 5e monster book. It's called Flee Mortals. You can find that on our Ages of Einor YouTube page. It's a little over 90 minutes long, and we kind of go in depth, talk about several of the creatures and just the design of the book and what we think about it. And if you are a GM and are interested in our thoughts of that book, whether or not, it seems like something you might want to pick up, go check that out. That's the thing I'm going to plug, as well as I'll be doing all the stuff we've already mentioned that I'll be doing. Also, you can find me here at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where if you like D&D content, I think I'm going to be adding in some Baldur's Gate 3 to my upcoming rotation. I got that downloaded. I'm very excited to get started with that. I've played a little bit offline, but I'm trying not to do too much and spoil it all for myself so I can do some stuff fresh on stream. It'll probably be Sunday before I get to doing any of that because of the stream tomorrow. So lots of stuff to plug. Okay. Omega says Insomnia Cast is also playing Curse of Strahd, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're currently playing Curse of Strahd. I don't know where exactly they're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pop in, see if I recognize it. Give me just a couple of seconds to get through the ad here. In the meantime, thank you guys so much. I really want to say shout out. Whoa, I lost somebody.
Yeah, so you say Oz left.
All right, that's fine. We'll just pop over to the Zoom screen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And for all the support today, we had a hype train, gifted subs, bits. You guys were amazing. I super duper appreciate all of you. I'm going to shout out a couple people specifically. Stuff, Jay Gwynn, Little Skittles, Vincent Page, Bonus Mom. I think did that yesterday. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot and it helps us out so much to be able to keep doing this, to justify the time and effort that it takes to put this thing on, which is not insignificant. Okay, so I am popping in. Let me look at these guys.
Oh,
they are in the Blue Water Inn in Vallaki. I don't know how far they are in the game, but let's go raid them. We'll raid Insomnia Cast. Their Curse of Strahd game. They are in Vallaki at the Blue Water Inn. I don't know how far they're into the adventure. It should be a good time. So, again, thank you guys so much. Peace. We'll catch you later.